The 3 children are not my biological ones after rebirth. I married my wife's best friend. Lin Feng had always believed he was a lucky man. He married the village beauty, had 3 children, and had good brothers who helped him reach the peak of life. Until one day, he was framed and diagnosed with leukemia, lying in bed while watching his village beauty wife fall into the arms of his best friend. His 3 children turned cold and called his best friend Dad, and only then did Lin Feng realize how foolish and laughable it was to have dragged his whole family down for the sake of the village beauty. Given a second chance at life, facing the relentless pressure from the village beauty's fiancée, Lin Feng decided not to tolerate anymore. Village beauty, just leave. This lifetime, he didn't want the village beauty, he only wanted her best friend. Chapter 1, Feeling Miserable. In the hospital. Xiaoyu, the bone marrow donation doctor, just said that it won't affect a normal person's life at all. I'm still so young, and the kids have agreed, so stop worrying about it, Lin Feng said, frowning while lying in bed, his body covered in tubes. He wasn't sure what had happened, but ever since he moved into his new house, he had been feeling unwell, aches here, discomfort there. He never expected that after a checkup, he would be diagnosed with acute leukemia. The disease was actually discovered early, and it was treatable, but it required someone to donate bone marrow. He had already asked the doctor about it before. The bone marrow donation was just donating some platelets, and it wouldn't affect normal life at all. But when he told his wife, Bai Meiyu, about it, she was completely opposed. Now, she was crying non-stop. Lin Feng couldn't understand why she was acting like this. If it were someone else's family, their wife would probably be the first to volunteer to match the bone marrow. But not only did Bai Meiyu refuse to donate, she even forbade their 3 children from doing it. He had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Couldn't any one of them save him? Lin Feng couldn't help but feel resentful as he thought about it. He had been working hard for the family, sacrificing himself, and had gotten sick because of overwork. Now, if he were to die, what would happen to his billion-dollar company? Lin Feng, it's not that I don't want to save you, but those kids are your flesh and blood. Are you just going to watch them die? Bai Meiyu said, her eyes filled with sadness as she looked at him, then wiped her tears. Besides, I heard from others that your condition isn't that severe. Waiting for a matching donor should work, so don't use the kids' bone marrow. If something happens to them, I will never forgive you. The doctor already said it's fine. What are you really thinking? Don't you want to save me? Lin Feng's face instantly darkened, his brows furrowed as he responded, annoyed. His wife, Bai Meiyu, was perfect in every way, but she cared more about those 3 kids than she did about him. If she had paid more attention to him, she could have gotten the explanation from the doctor, but now she was sitting there, complaining. Lin Feng, feeling the coldness in his heart, couldn't help but think how foolish it was to have sacrificed so much for Bai Meiyu and their 3 children. He never expected that the first person to give up on him would be Bai Meiyu, the one he thought was closest to him. But Bai Meiyu, hearing Lin Feng's sharp words, looked at him with confusion. After all, Lin Feng had always been like a dog to her, loyal and eager to please. For so many years, he had always been at her beck and call. This was the first time he was so direct in criticizing her. Bai Meiyu suddenly felt herself breaking down, and her crying grew louder. You don't deserve to be their father. What kind of father are you? If one of them got sick, would you donate your bone marrow? She shouted. Of course I would. They are my children. Lin Feng snapped, his brows knitting together. They are the most important people to me. Why wouldn't I donate my bone marrow to them? He said angrily, his voice rising as his emotions flared. The medical equipment nearby started beeping alarmingly. Soon, doctors rushed in for emergency treatment. Afterward, Lin Feng felt how precious life was. As he tried to talk to Bai Meiyu again, he opened his mouth but found that he couldn't say a word. His eyes hurt terribly, and he decided to rest for a while with his eyes closed. At that moment, their 3 children walked in. Mom, how's he doing? Lin Jiayu asked coldly, looking at Lin Feng lying in bed with a frown. I heard he was just rescued again. Yes, the doctor just left. He's asleep now. How could you agree to let him get the bone marrow matching? Why didn't you consult me first before making such a big decision? Bai Meiyu said, frowning at the 3 children. Mom, don't be mad. We're just getting tested for a match, not committing to donate. Haven't you seen enough news about people agreeing to donate and then backing out? Lin Jiayu said with a smile, playfully linking arms with Bai Meiyu. Yeah, if we don't donate, what will happen to Grandpa's billion-dollar fortune? Lin Jiazi, standing to the side, said coldly. You kids are smart. Bai Meiyu smiled upon hearing the words of her 3 children. Lin Feng, hearing their conversation about scamming him for a bone marrow donation, felt enraged. His hands clenched under the blankets, turning white, but he didn't erupt yet. After all, he still had tubes in his body and couldn't do anything. He decided that once he felt better, he would immediately transfer his assets, leaving them with nothing. Just as he was thinking about moving his assets, a familiar voice suddenly interrupted his thoughts. Clap. 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 Several rounds of applause sounded, and a man in a suit and glasses entered. He was polite in appearance, but his face was cold, and his brows were furrowed. What are you for talking about here? The man hasn't even died yet, and you're already planning to take his wealth, he said sternly. You? Bai Meiyu panicked immediately at the man's words. Lin Feng, upon hearing this voice, felt a glimmer of hope. This was his best friend and current assistant, the general manager of the Lin Group, Liu Jia. Lin Feng believed that his friend would help him once he knew what had happened. Just as he was about to open his eyes, he heard Bai Meiyu speak again. Why did it take you so long to get here? Stop pretending. He's passed out now. How's the company doing? She said, visibly anxious. Yeah, Dad, when can we go to the company? You are our real dad. You can't just ignore us, Lin Jiayu added, moving closer to Bai Meiyu. You? Lin Feng could no longer contain himself. He opened his eyes in shock. His children, whom he had raised with so much effort, were not his biological children. They were Liu Jia's. Lin Jiayu cried out when she saw Lin Feng open his eyes. Bai Meiyu, realizing that Lin Feng had woken up and must have heard everything, glanced at the respirator and, without hesitation, unplugged it. Without the respirator, Lin Feng couldn't even curse. He lost consciousness immediately. Chapter 2, Pay Back the Money. Nowadays, who gets married without spending a little more money? Look at Wang Xiaohua next door. She doesn't even have a regular job, and yet she got 600 yuan for her bride price and even got a 3 turns and 1 sound as well. And here, you're only giving 200 yuan, and no 3 turns and 1 sound. Who do you think you're looking down on? Li Chuanxiu's sharp, sarcastic voice kept digging into Lin Feng's head, giving him a headache. I'll make myself clear today. If there is no 3 turns and 1 sound today, you can forget about marrying my Meiyu. Meiyu's mother, don't say that, Lin Feng's mother, Wang Cuehua, said, standing in front of Lin Feng, hunched over as if bowing in submission. Didn't you say before that 200 yuan plus a watch would be fine? But now, right before the wedding, you're insisting on the 3 turns and 1 sound. We don't have that. Look, the kids have a good relationship, and once they get married, they surely won't have a bad life. Li Chuanxiu glared at Wang Cuehua after hearing her words. What's so special about your son? My daughter would be lucky to marry your son. But now, even before the wedding, you won't give a proper bride price. If they get married, what kind of life will my daughter have in your family? Wang Cuehua, hearing Li Chuanxiu's mocking words, furrowed her brows and for a moment didn't know how to respond. Hey, Meiyu's mother, the 2 kids get along well. Don't stand in their way. Besides, Lin Feng looks like a strong guy. He's good at making money. Maybe your daughter will end up relying on him for a comfortable life. If you offend him now, what if he doesn't marry your daughter? What will you do then? A village woman, Aunt Wang, overhearing Li Chuanxiu and Wang Cuehua, quickly interrupted and pointed at Li Chuanxiu. Although the current bride price was the norm, it was rare for someone to raise the price so close to the wedding. It was even rarer in this small village. Li Chuanxiu, being one of the more prominent people in the village, knew how to cause a stir. Bai Meiyu, standing beside Li Chuanxiu, glanced at Lin Feng not far away, frowning. Lin Feng's family might not have money, but they always tried their best to meet his needs. Yet, for some reason, he hadn't said anything now. Was there some unspoken reason? In order to maintain her good image and not let others think she was a gold digger, Bai Meiyu tugged on Li Chuanxiu's arm, hoping she wouldn't push things too far. But to her surprise, Li Chuanxiu swatted her hand away, frowning, and poked her forehead with a finger. I'm doing this for your own good. Don't start going off in the wrong direction. Go home. Bai Meiyu, feeling embarrassed and unsure of what to do in front of so many people, could only cast a long look at Lin Feng. But unexpectedly, Lin Feng didn't seem to notice her. It was as though he was lost in thought. Since Li Chuanxiu had already spoken, Bai Meiyu didn't dare to say anything more. She could only turn and go inside. Go after her quickly, don't let her get upset. I've got this here, Wang Tsuehua said, nudging Lin Feng, who had been absent-minded, signaling him to go after Bai Meiyu. Although Li Chuanxiu was tough, Bai Meiyu was much liked by Wang Tsuehua. She was beautiful and gentle, and it seemed like she wasn't difficult to get along with. As the saying goes, marry a wise woman, and Wang Tsuehua had already decided in her heart that if Bai Meiyu wanted the money, she would find a way to get it, even if she had to borrow it. After all, it was a once-in-a-lifetime event for their child's marriage. But Lin Feng didn't react at first. When he finally did, he realized with shock that he had somehow been transported back to the moment he was engaged to Bai Meiyu. In his past life, he had agreed to marry her because he really liked her, even though he wasn't in a position to provide much. Their whole family had to pitch in just to scrape together their 3 turns and 1 sound, and 200 yuan for the bride price. He had thought that after marriage, they would live a happy life. But, unexpectedly, Bai Meiyu returned the entire bride price, including their 3 turns and 1 sound, and 200 yuan, to her family as her brother's bride price. At that time, he felt more disgusted than ever before. He wanted to go to her family and demand everything back. His parents had sold their house to make up the bride price. But when he arrived at Bai Meiyu's family, she knelt before him, begging him to forgive her. At that moment, he softened and decided not to take anything back. What followed was a tragedy. His parents died in a fire caused by faulty wiring in the house they were renting. Afterward, he became an orphan and put all his focus on Bai Meiyu. He worked tirelessly to earn money, while Bai Meiyu used most of it to support her brother. Lin Feng thought that Bai Meiyu was likely just taking out her frustrations from her own family, especially from Li Chuanxiu's harsh treatment. Now that he had no elders left, he had tolerated her behavior. But little did he know that things had only escalated. After he got paid, Bai Meiyu would rush back to her family. Things only came to a head when Lin Feng and Bai Meiyu had a huge argument, and only then did Bai Meiyu finally start to hold back. Thinking about all these events from his past life, Lin Feng felt an overwhelming sense of frustration. How had he become such a spineless person? Go after her, Wang Tsuehua urged as she saw Lin Feng still lost in thought. As Lin Feng continued to reflect on his past, Wang Tsuehua, eager for him to act, slapped his back to snap him out of it. Lin Feng, realizing he was still alive, gave his mother a tight hug. "Thanks, Mom," he said. "Good grief, how old are you, still hugging your mom like this? Still haven't weaned off, huh? No wonder you've been working for so many years and can't come up with the bride price. Looks like you're a mama's boy." Li Chuanxiu sneered as she watched their hug between Lin Feng and his mother. "So what if I'm a mama's boy? All those years of working, and you know where my money went?" Lin Feng, clearly irritated, suddenly raised his voice. "You took all the money my parents earned and spent it on your good daughter. What, you think I should just forget about it now? If you don't pay it back, don't blame me for going to the police." Chapter 3, No Marriage with a Brother-Supporting Devil. "You little brat, have you lost your mind? What kind of nonsense are you spouting? Apologize right now. If you don't apologize, don't blame me for getting rough with you." Li Chuanxiu immediately shouted at Lin Feng, frowning. When had she ever spent any of his money? Besides, even if she had taken something from him before, it was because he had willingly given it. Now, bringing up old debts was far too late. With this thought, Li Chuanxiu puffed out her chest and turned to Wang Tsuehua. "Wang Tsuehua, what do you mean by all this? So, you're calling off the marriage between my daughter and your son, are you? You're just standing by while your son disrespects me. Not even married yet, and is already disrespecting me. What will happen when he marries my daughter, huh?" "No, Lin Feng. What are you doing? Hurry up and apologize to your aunt. Say you didn't mean it." Wang Tsuehua was obviously stunned. She hadn't expected Lin Feng, who had always been polite, to say such things to Li Chuanxiu. After all, Li Chuanxiu was the mother of his beloved daughter. No matter what, one would want to show respect to their future in-laws. Thinking this, Wang Tsuehua tried to placate Li Chuanxiu. Mother of Mayu, this 3 turn and 1 sound is just too much. How about we buy some more clothes for Mayu instead? You see, we really can't raise this much money. If you don't have money, stop talking nonsense. Do you think this is a vegetable market where you can haggle? Get out. Li Chuanxiu sneered at Wang Suihua, feeling more and more that Wang Suihua had no regard for her. To make matters worse, her son had just insulted her. She immediately pushed Wang Suihua, trying to get her to leave. But Wang Suihua, unsure if she lost her balance or if it was something else, nearly stumbled. Seeing this, Lin Feng immediately rushed to support his mother and yelled at Li Chuanxiu, "Li Chuanxiu, apologize to my mom. How dare you push her?" "I pushed her, so what? What can you do about it?" "Listen here, Lin Feng, a useless guy like you doesn't he deserve my daughter? If you dare come near my daughter again, I'll break your legs." Li Chuanxiu was the first to act, but she wasn't worried at all because she knew Lin Feng was nothing more than a loyal dog to her daughter. No matter what she did, he wouldn't dare to retaliate. So, she confidently raised her hand to slap Wang Suihua. But Lin Feng saw through her intentions, blocked her hand, and immediately slapped her away. "What are you so proud of? You only have one daughter. What do you think you have? Let me tell you something, your precious daughter is a brother-supporting devil. I won't marry your daughter. Let her stay and support her brother. Besides, other families with brother-supporting devils at least have some shame, unlike your daughter, who doesn't even know the meaning of shame. Who knows how many men she has slept with? I don't want a woman like that. Don't even think about talking about marriage or engagement between our families again. And thank you for letting me see your true colors today. I'm glad I figured it out before it's too late." After finishing his words, Lin Feng pulled Wang Suihua away, feeling surprisingly relieved. This time, he wasn't going to marry Bai Meiyu, and maybe he could finally break free from that life. Even if he encountered another Bai Meiyu in the future, at least his parents' lives would be spared. After they left, the villagers began to gossip. "Hey, what's a brother-supporting devil? You don't know? It's a term that was popular before. It refers to a girl who, after marrying into a family, helps her own family, especially her brother. It's said that the girl next door, Xiaohua, is like that. But their family isn't doing well. So that's what it means. If I had a son, I wouldn't let him marry someone like that." So, Lin Feng thinks Meiyu is like that too. Li Chuanxiu overheard the conversation and immediately shouted back at the crowd, "What? My Meiyu is not a brother-supporting devil. It's Lin Feng who is useless." Useless? He can't even come up with 3 turn and 1 sound and wants to get married? He should just keep dreaming. Li Chuanxiu slammed the door shut, but inside she was still mulling over the term, brother-supporting devil. She felt that she had been humiliated today by Lin Feng and Wang Suihua. She vowed that she would get her revenge tomorrow. However, Bai Meiyu, who had been quietly listening, frowned and asked, "What's wrong, Mom? What did they say? Are they not willing to give us the 3 turn and 1 sound?" "I knew it. Lin Feng is just all talk. He's really just pretending to be tough. He won't let me marry anyone else," she muttered. Li Chuanxiu stopped her thoughts and turned to Bai Meiyu, frowning. "I think Lin Feng has lost his mind. He called you a brother-supporting devil and said you've been fooling around with other men. I think that little bastard is trying to ruin your reputation so you won't marry anyone else. He has a wicked mind, trying to destroy your life. Wait till tomorrow, I'll tear his mouth apart." "What?" Bai Meiyu's eyes widened in shock. She had never expected Lin Feng, who had been following her around like a dog, to say such things. But then again, he wasn't wrong. She had only been thinking about him because she was pregnant. Otherwise, someone like him, with his uncouth appearance, wouldn't even be considered. But now, Lin Feng was tarnishing her reputation. What could she do? Thinking of this, Bai Meiyu grabbed Li Chuanxiu's hand and began to shake it desperately. "Mom, he's just talking nonsense. What should we do? If others find out, how can I get married? Why don't we just forget about the 3 turn and 1 sound? We can still use the 200 yuan and add a little more for my brother's dowry. Why bother? Let him talk all he wants. Do you think the people in the village are fools?" Li Chuanxiu frowned. "You're going to the textile factory soon. What kind of man can't you find? Why even bother with him? Bai Meiyu didn't expect Li Chuanxiu to say this and was left speechless. Chapter 4, Persuading Wang Tsuehua. Lin Feng and Wang Tsuehua walked home, one in front and the other behind, and the atmosphere was heavy. Lin Feng was deep in thought, brainstorming ways to make some money. After all, things weren't the same as they used to be. In the past, if you didn't have money, you could still get a loan or mortgage something. But now, everything required real, hard cash. Whatever he wanted to do, it all came down to needing money. Meanwhile, Wang Tsuehua thought Lin Feng was feeling down because he had married Bai Meiyu, so she sighed heavily. Fengzi, I'm sorry. It's all my fault, don't worry. I'll go out and borrow some money. I'll definitely make sure we get the 3 turn and 1 sound. You'll definitely marry Meiyu. I see how much you care about Meiyu, I can see it clearly. Suddenly, Lin Feng snapped out of his thoughts when he heard Wang Tsuehua's words. How could he have forgotten something so important? While he did like Bai Meiyu, she was even more adored by his family. If he truly wanted to cut ties with her, he first had to make his mother give up on the idea. With that thought, Lin Feng turned around and looked at Wang Tsuehua seriously. Mom, I have to tell you the truth. Do you know Liu Jia? At the mention of Liu Jia's name, Lin Feng felt a surge of anger rise in him. Liu Jia had been his childhood friend. He had treated him better than his own brother. Lin Feng still remembered when they were in school together, and because Lin Feng's family was too poor to afford to send both him and his brother to school, he had worked extra hard to help Liu Jia. Back then, he knew Liu Jia's family was also poor, with barely anything to their name. Lin Feng had even used his brother's money to support Liu Jia, making sure he had at least 1 egg a day to eat. Unfortunately, his younger brother had suffered from malnutrition and would forever be stuck at the age of 14, never growing past it. Liu Jia. I know him. Isn't he the one from the east side of the village, Liu Gaodan? What happened to him? Wang Tsuehua furrowed her brow, confused. Aren't you 2 good friends? I remember when we bought an egg, you 2 split it between you. Wang Tsuehua didn't understand how they had gone from discussing Bai Meiyu to suddenly talking about Liu Jia. Lin Feng paused, noticing the confusion on his mother's face. He hesitated for a moment, wanting to tell her everything. But then he thought about how hard it would be for her to hear the truth. After all, he had been betrayed by both his best friend and the woman he loved. Finally, Lin Feng forced a smile and said, well, Gaodan's actually a year older than me. And he is still not married. So why should I be in a rush? I'm not in a hurry. Besides, Bai Meiyu and Li Chuanxiu aren't good people. Just look at the mess they've made before even getting married. Who knows how many more issues they'll have when they are actually married. Forget it, I can't marry her. Plus, they are both in secure jobs now. I'm sure she looks down on me. We should stop chasing after people who don't want us. Hearing Lin Feng's words, Wang Tsuehua's heart felt heavier. Lin Feng was such a considerate child. Despite everything that had happened, he was still thinking of ways to make things right. She couldn't help but sob quietly. It's all our fault for not making enough money. You're such a good boy, don't say Bai Meiyu, even a fairy would be lucky to have you. Lin Feng's lips twitched at his mother's words. What was she talking about? He had nothing to offer, how could he be good enough for a fairy? But seeing her cry, Lin Feng didn't want to say anything more. He simply smiled and said, Mom, if you think I'm good enough for a fairy, I'll definitely bring you one in the future. But right now, we can't even afford to keep a fairy. So, we'll just wait on the marriage thing for now. The most important thing is making money. Don't worry, son will make lots of money in the future, so you can enjoy yourself. Hearing Lin Feng's words, Wang Tsuehua let out a sob, wiping away a tear. They looked at each other, then burst out laughing. Lin Feng couldn't help but think to himself. This was what family was like. If he said these things to Bai Meiyu and Li Chuanxiu, they would probably mock him mercilessly. As these thoughts crossed his mind, Lin Feng suddenly realized he had made a mistake. He had invested so much into the wrong people. His family, who had always treated him with love, was the one he should have focused on, but instead, he had given everything to people who betrayed him. With a deep breath, Lin Feng refocused and said to Wang Tsuehua, Mom, let us keep our distance from Bai Meiyu's family from now on. Even if she wants to marry me, I won't take her. Someone without their own mind, and with a mother like Li Chuanxiu, our lives will never be peaceful. Plus, her brother, Bai Yazong, is already treating her like royalty. He does nothing all day while we're struggling to get by. I don't want to get involved with people like that. Raising her brother and his family would be too much. I need a mountain of money to support them all. After hearing Lin Feng's reasoning, Wang Cuihua's expression shifted from guilt to understanding. News of Bai Yazong's actions had already spread throughout the village. Lin Feng was right about everything he said. Nodding in agreement, Wang Cuihua said, "All right, I see that you have a good head on your shoulders now. I won't interfere anymore. You make your own decision. Your father and I will focus on making money, so that we can ensure a better future for you and your brother's wives." With that, Lin Feng and Wang Cuihua reached a mutual understanding. Their steps lightened as they walked. Soon, they arrived at the front door, where they saw a 12 or 13-year-old boy standing. It was Lin Feng's younger brother, Lin Xiaoshan. Beside him was a 5 or 6-year-old girl, Lin Feng's younger sister, Lin Xiaojie. The little girl was quietly drawing pictures on a stick. Seeing them, Lin Feng's eyes filled with tears as he called out, "Xiaoshan, Xiaojie." He ran over, hugging Lin Xiaoshan tightly. It had been over 40 years since they last met. Seeing his younger brother and sister alive and well was an overwhelming joy. Chapter 5, Walking the Right Path. Cough, cough brother, what's wrong? You're almost choking me. Cough, cough. Although Lin Xiaoshan was excited to see Lin Feng and Wang Cuihua return, he couldn't help but feel suffocated by the tight hug. He was almost out of breath and quickly pushed Lin Feng away. On the side, Lin Xiaojie watched the scene and couldn't help but blink, reaching out her small hand to tug at Lin Feng's clothes. "Brother." Lin Feng immediately came to his senses and hurriedly released Lin Xiaoshan, apologizing. "Sorry, Xiaoshan. I was just too excited to see you both. Are you all right?" "I'm fine." Cough, cough, brother, have you and sister-in-law made it official yet? Lin Xiaoshan smiled after being released and quickly asked, as he could tell from his brother's excitement that the matter was settled. "Brother, you're amazing." Lin Xiaojie, hearing her brother's words, also smiled brightly. "Is Sister Mayu going to become our sister-in-law soon? I like her. She even gave me candy last time." Lin Feng looked at his younger sister and couldn't help but feel a pang of pain as he gently patted her head. Life had been tough for everyone. They rarely had meat to eat all year, but at least they managed to get by. In the previous life, things had been much worse after Bai Meiyu entered the house. The family situation had gone downhill fast. Every time something went wrong, she would go back to her family, and it was like locusts sweeping through, leaving nothing behind. After his parents died and Lin Xiaoshan had the accident on the construction site, Lin Xiaojie had always stayed with him. In the beginning, Bai Meiyu treated Lin Xiaojie well, but it wasn't long before she detailed Lin Feng that there was nothing left to eat. Lin Feng looked at the empty rice jar and had no choice but to work outside. Every time he came home, he would give all his money to Bai Meiyu, hoping she would treat his sister better. However, after 2 years of working, Bai Meiyu suddenly told him that Lin Xiaojie had gone missing, and despite searching for a long time, they couldn't find her. Now, looking back, Lin Feng realized that Bai Meiyu must have sold Lin Xiaojie when he wasn't home, her heart as cold as a scorpion's sting. Fortunately, in this life, nothing had started yet. He would never let his parents be tricked into selling their house and dying in the fire. He wouldn't let Lin Xiaoshan go to the construction site again, nor would he let Lin Xiaojie go missing. This time, he was determined to protect the family that had always supported him. Lin Feng turned to Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie and smiled. "Xiaoshan, Xiaojie, I need to seriously tell you both something. Don't be surprised. From now on, whenever you see Bai Meiyu or Li Chuanxiu's family, keep your distance. They are not good people. They are unreliable and untrustworthy. If you get too close to them, you'll end up in trouble." Before they could continue, Lin Jungwo came back from the field. Seeing everyone standing outside, he asked in confusion, "How did the talk with Meiyu's mother go today? When are we going to settle this? The weather's getting hotter, we need to act quickly, or else the goods won't keep in this heat." Lin Feng froze when he heard Lin Jungwo's voice. Finally, after a long time, his family, the ones he had longed for, had gathered together again. "Dad." Lin Feng turned around and, without thinking, threw himself into Lin Jungwo's arms, bursting into tears. In the past, everyone had been so eager to please him, pushing him to marry Bai Meiyu. But Lin Jungwo had opposed the idea. In the end, out of his love for Lin Feng, he reluctantly agreed to the marriage. Now, Lin Feng regretted more than anything that he hadn't listened to his father in his previous life. "What's wrong with you, son?" Lin Jungwo was stunned as Lin Feng suddenly hugged him, looking at Wang Tsuehua in confusion. Wang Tsuehua smiled gently but didn't say anything. After a while, Lin Feng released his father and quickly ushered everyone into their house. "Everyone, please come inside. I have something important to tell you." Inside the house, everyone had gathered. The room was filled with Lin Feng's close family members. Lin Jungwo's elder brother, Lin Zhenxi, and his wife, Zhu Shuer, along with their two daughters, Lin Dahua and Lin Xiaohua, were there. His elder sister, Lin Fengxia, was also present with her children, Wang Siki and Wang Siwen. Today was the day Lin Feng was officially engaged to Bai Meiyu, so all the relatives had gathered. As soon as they saw Lin Feng and the others, they quickly asked, "Fengzi, how did it go today? Didn't Meiyu come with you? We should be having a meal together today." The room instantly became lively, with everyone smiling brightly. Seeing the scene, Lin Feng's heart swelled with happiness. In his previous life, after his parents and little brother passed away, and his sister went missing, he had cut off all ties with these relatives under Bai Meiyu's influence. Even after he became wealthy, when he tried to reconcile with them, they avoided him, and eventually, there was no chance for reconciliation. Now, seeing everyone gathered and happy, Lin Feng couldn't help but feel a rush of emotion. He shouted to the room, "Uncle, aunt, auntie, I've broken up with Bai Meiyu." The moment those words left his mouth, everyone froze. The joy on their faces immediately disappeared. "What? What did you say?" Lin Jungwo was completely stunned, looking at Lin Feng in disbelief. "But Meiyu is so beautiful, and I heard she's a full-time worker." "You're breaking up with her?" "Yes, uncle. She's a full-time worker now, and I can't afford to support her. Also, I overheard Meiyu and her mother talking. They want me to support her brother, Bai Yazong. I don't have that much money, and now she's asking for a 3-turn 1 sound plus an extra 200. I can't afford it." Lin Feng spoke helplessly. "Since that's the case, I'll just break up with her." "You?" Lin Fengxia opened her mouth, but after a moment of hesitation, she didn't continue. After all, she was the sister, and had helped her brother plenty of times. But after hearing Lin Feng's words, she couldn't bring herself to offer advice. It was true who would keep supporting their wife's brother? Besides, Lin Feng's family was so poor, they didn't have the capacity to do so. Well, in that case, save up as much as you can. If there's a chance, maybe Meiyu is still waiting for you. Zhu Shuer, being the most perceptive, glanced around the room and offered some advice. "This house is barely standing. How would we even pay for the dowry? And as for helping the Bai family, they are in no position to offer any help. If you marry her now, it will only bring trouble." Lin Feng didn't expect that no one actually opposed his decision. It was as if he had been struck by lightning. It seemed that everyone had thought he and Bai Meiyu were never a good match. It was his own stubbornness before, but thankfully, now he was finally walking the right path. Chapter 6. Go and study. Okay, since Fengzi has his own ideas, let's not talk about it anymore. Today, Li Chuanxiu raised the price randomly, and I think it hurt Fengzi's heart. Let Fengzi calm down first. Lin Jungwo looked at Lin Feng's stupid look as if he was struck by lightning, and couldn't help shaking his head, saying with a little heartache. Everyone nodded and left after hearing this. After all, Lin Jungwo had already said so, there was no need for them to persuade him anymore. After Wang Tsuehua and Lin Jungwo sent their relatives away, they returned to their house. "What can we do?" "Boss, you said Fengzi is so old, and he finally has Bai Meiyu, but now he doesn't have her anymore. What if Fengzi is sad and doesn't look for a partner in the future, what can we do?" Wang Tsuehua still felt that this matter was a bit strange. Bai Meiyu looked gentle and sensible, and she shouldn't be a brother-supporting demon. But he was also afraid that Bai Meiyu was what Lin Feng said, so he added another sentence. "Besides, if our family has the ability, there should be no problem in helping the Bai family." "Who said it's not? This is what I'm worried about, but what can we do?" We can't get that much money together now. How about I go and borrow it tomorrow? Lin Jungwo took a puff of cigarette, blew out a smoke ring fiercely, then sighed heavily and said in embarrassment. In fact, the 200 yuan was all the money they could borrow. If they went out to borrow again, they might not be able to borrow it for a while. He also wanted Lin Feng to get married as soon as possible, but what could he do if his strength didn't allow him to? Dad, I'll go to work at the construction site tomorrow. Anyway, I'm not good at studying and I don't want to study. It's just right for me to go to work to save up the betrothal gift for my brother. Sister Meiyu is very good. If my brother and her get married, they will definitely get better and better in the future. At this time, Lin Xiaoshan suddenly pushed the door and walked in, saying to Lin Jungwo and Wang Cuehua. Lin Jungwo and Wang Cuehua did not expect Lin Xiaoshan to say such a thing, and immediately looked at Lin Xiaoshan in shock. Shan, you are still a child, you don't need to worry about this kind of thing, your parents will definitely find a solution, don't worry. Wang Cuehua was stunned when she heard Lin Xiaoshan say this, and then she burst into tears immediately. It was all because of the two old people who were incompetent, so they let the children drop out of school. Oh, mother, let's make a deal. My classmate, Grasshopper, went to work on the construction site last year. I heard that his monthly salary is more than 30 yuan. Lin Xiaoshan didn't think it was difficult, and said happily. In this way, I can earn more than 300 yuan a year. If our family can get together, can't we marry a wife for my brother? This, head of the family, what do you think we should do? Wang Cuehua looked at Lin Xiaoshan's determination and was a little moved. Anyway, Lin Xiaoshan was still young. If he worked on the construction site for a year, he should have time to go to school. Lin Jungwo frowned and said, looking at the expectation in Wang Cuehua and Lin Xiaoshan's eyes. You can't do this. Xiaoshan is also our child. How can we sacrifice him and exchange him for Lin Feng's wife? But Dad, this is what I want. I hope to save some gifts for my brother. My brother treats me very well. Lin Xiaoshan saw that Lin Jungwo didn't agree, so he pretended to be wronged. The room was silent in an instant. Everyone had their own ideas, but these ideas were not unified. Lin Feng was about to go to the toilet and go back to sleep, but he didn't expect to see that the light in Lin Jungwo's room was on, so he went to the door and listened quietly to the movement in their room. When he heard that Lin Xiaoshan was going to drop out of school to work, he immediately panicked and trembled. No, Lin Xiaoshan must not be allowed to go to work. In his previous life, Lin Xiaoshan said he was going to work on a construction site, but a teenager couldn't do anything at all. Lin Xiaoshan knelt on the ground and begged for a long time before the foreman agreed to let him have a try and gave him the simplest job, moving bricks. But for some reason, Lin Xiaoshan only moved bricks for a whole morning before the foreman kicked him out. Later, Lin Xiaoshan was desperate and was tricked into buying blood. 400 milliliters of blood were drawn out, and Lin Xiaoshan's face was pale and he almost fainted. But the middleman took more than half of the 400 yuan, and he only got 5 yuan. When Lin Feng and the others found out, they were in the infectious disease ward of the hospital. Lin Xiaoshan was diagnosed with AIDS during his last blood donation. After Lin Xiaoshan learned about this, he didn't know what AIDS was at first, but he only knew that he was sick and couldn't sell blood. He was disappointed for a while, but when Lin Xiaoshan learned about AIDS, he actually went to rob. For just 50 yuan, Lin Xiaoshan failed in the robbery and was arrested and imprisoned. Finally, he died tragically in a dark cell. Thinking of this, Lin Feng felt something on his face flow into his mouth, salty. He reached out and touched it, it was all tears. This was a child in his teens. No one thought that he would pay so much for his brother. But even after the death of this child in his teens, he was despised by the whole world. After all, dropping out of school, AIDS, robbery, and imprisonment are all shames deeply engraved on Lin Xiaoshan. And Bai Meiyu knew everything, but she almost divorced him because Lin Xiaoshan was a disgrace. Lin Feng thought about it, it seemed that it was his parents who knelt in front of Bai Meiyu to plead for him. According to Bai Meiyu's request, he wrote a letter of guarantee to Bai Meiyu with the blood donated by the old couple before he gave up. Thinking of those, Lin Feng felt that he was really confused at that time. However, fortunately, Lin Xiaoshan has not dropped out of school yet, and now everything should be in time. Lin Feng pushed the door open with force and said to the three people in the room seriously. Marrying a wife is my own business. I will never sacrifice Xiaoshan. Xiaoshan, my life will be like this. No matter what happens in the future, I hope you can study hard and don't disappoint your parents' expectations of you. If you dare to drop out of school to work, I will break your legs. Go to school. Lin Xiaoshan looked at the already violent Lin Feng and felt a sense of oppression, but he still looked at Wang Cuihua and Lin Zhengwo. Dad, Mom. Don't let me say it for the second time, okay? Lin Feng saw that Lin Xiaoshan didn't listen to him, so he immediately raised his palm and wanted to loosen Lin Xiaoshan's bones. But Lin Xiaoshan slipped away when Lin Feng raised his arm. Chapter 7, Arresting People at the Construction Site. Dad, Mom, what do you two think? Lin Feng saw that Lin Xiaoshan had run away, so he looked at Lin Zhengwo and Wang Cuihua who were in the room with their mouths open. Actually, if I can get 30 yuan a month, it's not impossible. Wang Cuihua was short-sighted and obviously had been tempted by the 30 yuan, but seeing Lin Feng's fierce face, she immediately changed her words. And Xiaoshan's study is really not good. If he wants to study in the future, he is still young and can go again. Who said Xiaoshan's grades are not good? Lin Feng was even more sad when he heard this. He only found out later that Lin Xiaoshan's grades were not bad, but very good. He always ranked first in his age, and he didn't have money to buy books. Such a smart person is definitely a Tsinghua seedling. Xiaoshan said it himself. He always said that he really didn't want to study, but your father and I thought that no matter what, it would be good to study for a few more days, so we kept persuading him. Wang Cuihua frowned and said in confusion. Xiaoshan said that because he was afraid that we would spend money on him. It's not that his grades are bad. He always ranks first in his grade in every exam. It's all because I, as a brother, am incompetent. It's so bad that I have to let such a good brother drop out of school to work. Lin Feng choked up as he spoke. Wang Cuihua and Lin Zhengwo looked at Lin Feng like this and looked at each other. Obviously, they didn't expect that Lin Xiaoshan's grades were so good. We know, don't worry, we don't regret letting your brother go to work. Well, you guys persuade your brother and tell him not to do anything stupid. After that, Lin Feng turned and left. I thought that Lin Xiaoshan would listen to me and give up working. Fengzi, it's over. Your brother is missing, and the betting roll is also missing. What should I do? Lin Feng heard Wang Cuihua's anxious shouting before he woke up. What do you mean? Lin Feng hurried to the window when he heard this. Yes, this Lin Xiaoshan must have gone to the construction site. Thinking of this, Lin Feng's face suddenly changed, as if it was today in his previous life. Lin Xiaoshan was inexplicably driven out after going to the construction site, and then met those crazy blood sellers. Where are you going? Fengzi? Lin Feng remembered something, so he hurriedly ran towards the construction site. He had ruined Bai Meiyu and his marriage after his rebirth, but couldn't he change Lin Xiaoshan's fate? No, he didn't believe it and would never accept his fate. Lin Feng ran out of the final sprint of the marathon and finally arrived at the construction site. But he didn't see Lin Xiaoshan, so he started looking for him breathlessly. After searching for a while, seeing that everyone on the construction site was busy and chaotic, he couldn't help but get nervous. Was he still late? Xiaoshan! Lin Xiaoshan! Lin Feng cried and shouted without caring about his image. He didn't want to do this, but there was no other way. Now as long as he could find Xiaoshan, he would die. It would be worth it if he could change the fate of one person in his family. Just then, a huge sound suddenly came from the side. It seemed like the dull sound of a brick wall collapsing. Lin Feng looked over involuntarily and saw Lin Xiaoshan, whom he wanted to find, standing in front of the collapsed brick wall and shivering. A huge dust immediately enveloped him, causing him to cough violently. Before Lin Feng could go over, the contractor next to him immediately took a thick belt and hit Lin Xiaoshan. He cursed while hitting. Little bastard, how did you do your job? You knocked down the wall that was just built. Do you want to die? Lin Xiaoshan looked at the ferocious contractor and didn't know what to do except crying. Lin Feng ran over and knew why Lin Xiaoshan was driven away in his previous life. Lin Xiaoshan was thin and weak, weighing less than 60 kilograms and only about 1.4 meters tall, but he pushed a huge monster. The monster looked to be 1.6 meters tall and weighed 5 times as much as Lin Xiaoshan. It was a brick mountain that made Lin Xiaoshan unable to see anything. I don't know how much effort this little Lin Xiaoshan had to put in to push it. Lin Feng quickly pulled Lin Xiaoshan behind him. The belt that the contractor pulled over also fell on Lin Feng. Lin Feng now knew what this little Lin Xiaoshan had experienced. No wonder he donated blood for just $5. A child who is desperate, simple-minded and in urgent need of money will surely agree to the news that he can pay back the money by drawing some blood without much deception. After Lin Feng dragged Lin Xiaoshan out of the construction site, he scolded him. "Lin Xiaoshan, what did I tell you yesterday?" "Brother, don't be angry, I didn't mean to ask you to pay for it." Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help crying when he saw Lin Feng's angry look, but he didn't cry loudly, he just shed tears silently. Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan like this, raised his arm, and so that Lin Xiaoshan's body was covered with marks of belt beating, but in the end, it didn't fall on him. Instead, he slapped himself hard a few times. "This slap is because you skipped school to work for me. This slap is because you didn't listen to me. This slap is because I want to marry Bai Meiyu. This slap. Brother, I was wrong, I was wrong." Lin Xiaoshan never thought that Lin Feng would hit him. He was stunned. After he reacted, he burst into tears and grabbed Lin Feng's arm. He just wanted to save some gifts for his brother, not to make trouble. "What did you do wrong?" Lin Feng licked the corner of his mouth, tasted a hint of blood, and raised his eyebrows. "Well, he was very cruel. I shouldn't skip school, brother, I was wrong, I won't skip school anymore." Lin Xiaoshan saw that Lin Feng had returned to normal, so he said quickly. "Okay, don't say any more nonsense in the future. You are a promising student. I can't hold you back. And why don't you believe me? I really have no interest in Bai Meiyu anymore. I have to make more money now, and then send you and your sister to high school and college together, understand?" Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan's pitiful face, reached out and wiped the mixture of dust and tears on his face, and said with some disgust, "Hurry up and find a place to wash your little black face. Today is the first and last time. If you dare to skip school again in the future, I will jump off the building, understand?" Lin Xiaoshan nodded immediately. He wanted his brother to be happy, not to die. Chapter 8, Finding Trouble at the Door. After Lin Feng brought Lin Xiaoshan home, he returned to their house. He wanted to do something now, but he didn't know where to get some money. While he was worrying, there was a series of rapid knocks on his door. Lin Jianwo had gone out to do odd jobs, while Wang Cuihua went to work in the fields. Lin Xiaojie should be in school. Only Lin Xiaoshan was at home at the moment. After Lin Xiaoshan opened the door, he was kicked to the ground by the person outside the door before he could see who was coming. Lin Feng rushed to the door and helped Lin Xiaoshan up. He looked at Lin Xiaoshan carefully and found that one of Lin Xiaoshan's teeth was knocked out. There was bright red blood around his mouth. It looked very pitiful. But in order to reassure himself, he was grinning and shaking his head at himself. After Lin Feng checked Lin Xiaoshan, he found that there was no injury anywhere else. He was slightly relieved. Looking back, he found that the culprit was Bai Meiyu's younger brother Bai Yazong. Compared to Lin Xiaoshan, Bai Yazong is the only child of the Bai family. He is loved by his family. He is only 15 or 16 years old, but he is still spoiled like a bear. A child. Why is he called a bear? A child. Of course, it is because Bai Yazong has a strong back and waist, and his face is full of flesh. The flesh on his face trembles with his heavy breathing. And he never thinks before doing anything. He completely follows his own will. He is a fool. When Lin Feng saw him, he couldn't help but think of his previous life. Because of his love and indulgence for Bai Meiyu, Bai Yazong rode on his neck and shit. He was also stupid at the beginning. Since Lin Xiaoshan died, he regarded Bai Yazong as his own brother. He would think of Bai Yazong for everything good. He was even coaxed by his family to buy a house for Bai Yazong with the compensation money from his parents. But even though he supported Bai Yazong's family, Bai Yazong's attitude was very violent and he often treated everyone indiscriminately. As long as he taught Bai Yazong a lesson, Bai Meiyu would cry and scream to him. Li Chuanxiu would also instigate Bai Meiyu to divorce him, and the final result was of course that he compromised and sued her. He often apologized, ceded land and paid compensation. He still remembered that the worst time was that Bai Yazong took a solid wooden stool and smashed Li Chuanxiu because he had a quarrel with Li Chuanxiu. Lin Feng was afraid that Li Chuanxiu, an old man, would be beaten and Bai Meiyu would be sad, so he stood in front of Li Chuanxiu and took the heavy blow. Bai Yazong actually broke his ribs. Just when he wanted to teach Bai Yazong a lesson, he didn't expect that the people of the Bai family said that he had brought it upon himself and deserved it. The images in Lin Feng's mind kept changing, and his face was filled with a sinister look. Before Lin Feng could speak, Bai Yazong spat at Lin Xiaoshan. Poor bastard, I didn't use any strength, stand up quickly. Don't try to blackmail me. What are you doing here? Lin Feng saw the yellow spit from Bai Yazong's mouth almost fall on Lin Xiaoshan, and he felt sick and said angrily. Get out. What? You dare to ask me to get out? Bai Yazong obviously didn't expect that Lin Feng, who had been asking for anything from him before, would say such harsh words to him, and he immediately froze in place. After reacting, he approached Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan with a heavy breath. Mr. Lin, have you made my sister angry again? I tell you, give me 10 yuan quickly, and I will promise to go back and help you persuade my sister. Otherwise, a toad like you will never catch up with my sister, understand? Bai Yazong yelled at Lin Feng for a long time, and seeing that Lin Feng did not move, he thought that Lin Feng was afraid of him, so he walked towards Lin Feng and wanted to slap Lin Feng. But at this moment, Lin Feng was not scared, but was thinking quickly in his heart how to kill Bai Yazong. Get out! When Bai Yazong approached, Lin Feng immediately grabbed his arm and twisted it back. Bai Yazong immediately screamed like a pig being slaughtered. Arr! Little bastard, do you want to die? After controlling Bai Yazong, Lin Feng immediately returned the words to Bai Yazong, and patted him lightly on the face, sneering and saying. I feel sick when I see you now. Can you please stop messing with me? I tell you, it's not that your sister looks down on me, it's that I look down on your sister. A girl of her age doesn't even have a little opinion. You only know how to listen to your mother, that ungrateful person. Tell me, how much money have I spent on your family and on you in such a long time? You even urged your sister to increase the betrothal gift temporarily. 600 yuan for 3 turns and 1 ring, and you don't even consider whether you deserve it or not. I feel sick when I see your family now. If you dare to come again in the future, don't blame me for beating you so hard that your mother doesn't recognize you. After saying that, Lin Feng didn't care about Bai Yazong's feelings and threw him out of the door directly. Bai Yazong reacted again and found himself sitting at the door of Lin Feng's house, with shock on his face. In fact, he didn't want to come today, but he couldn't resist his sister Bai Meiyu urging him to come to Lin Feng to ask for money. Unexpectedly, he was beaten twice. The whole person instantly felt wronged and humiliated, and burst into a doctor's roar. Damn Lin Feng! I'm going to kill you! After getting up, he kicked the door a few more times. This loud noise really scared Lin Xiaoshan. Brother, what should we do? It's okay, I have a plan. Lin Feng saw that his front door was about to be kicked down by Bai Yazong, and immediately came up with a plan. He quickly ran into the kitchen, picked up the swill that was about to be poured out, climbed up the ladder quietly, and fell directly when he saw Bai Yazong. Arr! What is this? It stinks! It stinks! Bai Yazong never expected Lin Feng to be like this. He was immediately speechless and began to howl like a wild boar. Then he ran towards the direction of the Bai family. Lin Feng laughed when he saw Bai Yazong leaving, and asked Lin Xiaoshan to fetch water quickly, wanting to wash away all the stench at the door of his house. This trick of mine was the best. I drove Bai Yazong away without any effort. If Bai Yazong hadn't kicked the door and rushed in, I and Lin Xiaoshan might have been injured. Bai Yazong's weight was probably twice as heavy as the two of them combined. We couldn't fight head-on. Puff. Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help laughing when he saw Lin Feng snickering. But the smile on his face didn't last for a few seconds before he pulled it down again, as if he wanted to say something but stopped. Chapter 9 What You Want Comes. Lin Feng was sensitive to Lin Xiaoshan's distraction, and immediately splashed some of the water in his basin at Lin Xiaoshan. What are you doing? Are you unhappy to see Bai Yazong like this? Lin Xiaoshan was happy to see Bai Yazong's dirty appearance, but he was more worried. Originally, Bai Meiyu would not marry Lin Feng because of the gift. Now that this happened, she would probably not marry Lin Feng even more. It's okay if she doesn't marry him, but Bai Yazong is the darling of the Bai family. After suffering such a big loss here, his parents will definitely come back for revenge. Thinking of this, Lin Xiaoshan sighed heavily. Brother, let's finish cleaning up quickly and close the door handle, otherwise the Bai family will come and it will be over. Lin Feng immediately understood what Lin Xiaoshan was worried about and nodded with some amusement. The two had just closed the door and entered the house when they heard a loud curse coming from outside the door again. Lin Feng, Lin Xiaoshan, you two get out here. You two little brats who haven't even grown all their hair yet, you're bullying me, your grandma. Get out here now. Lin Jiangwo. Wang Suihua. Are you two adults dead? Get out now. If you don't come out, I'll kick the door. Li Chuanxiu, who was standing outside the door, pinched her waist and cursed loudly, occasionally saying a few words to comfort Bai Yazong. Yazong, it's okay, Mom will take care of it for you, and she really beat them up. I'll kill these two little bastards. Lin Xiaoshan, who was inside the door, heard the noise and immediately hid behind Lin Feng. Brother, what should I do? Our parents are not here, they won't really kick the doorknob open. It's okay, just kick it. Our door is already like that anyway. If they really break it, let them pay for it. Lin Feng turned around and patted Lin Xiaoshan on the shoulder, saying happily. Move a stool for me. Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng. Although he didn't quite understand what Lin Feng was going to do, he still did it. Lin Feng sat on the stool, hugged his arms and counted. 3, 2, 1. With a thump, the door really fell down. The huge dust dispersed, and Li Chuanxiu, Bai Yazong and some enthusiastic people looked inside. Lin Feng saw that the protagonists had arrived, so he pretended to be surprised and said to Li Chuanxiu. Hey, Aunt Chuanxiu, what are you doing? Why do you have to kick our door? Li Chuanxiu was so angry when she saw Lin Feng's appearance that she pulled Bai Yazong, who was still smelling bad, over and cursed. Did you do all this to my son? You little bastard, do you want to die? You can't afford to marry my daughter, and you can't bully my son. You beat Yazong like this, do you still want to marry Meiyu? Hurry up and apologize to Yazong. Yes, apologize to me, kneel down and apologize. Bai Yazong was afraid at first and sobbed and wiped his tears, but after hearing Li Chuanxiu asking Lin Feng to apologize to him, his arrogance immediately rose. If you kneel down and bark like a dog and buy me a pair of sneakers, I will forgive you. Otherwise I will sue you for assault and put you in jail. Lin Xiaoshan was hiding behind Lin Feng, and when he heard the word jail, he immediately stood in front of Lin Feng. What jail? You're the one who beat me. You even knocked out one of my teeth. You're talking nonsense. Bai Yazong was still aggressive, but when he saw Lin Xiaoshan's leaky teeth, he lost his temper and said in a low voice. Everyone really thought that Lin Feng couldn't marry Bai Meiyu, so he bullied Bai Yazong, but they didn't expect that Bai Yazong was the first to start, and they immediately started to talk about it. Oh, it seems that we have misunderstood the Lin brothers. Look at Xiaoshan, he is so pitiful. That's right. Chuanxiu, your Yazong is always making trouble, why are you also making trouble? Li Chuanxiu was also anxious to vent her anger on Bai Yazong. Seeing that Lin Xiaoshan was wearing tattered clothes and had scars on his face, she was a little worried. Could it be that Bai Yazong really beat him? If he was beaten like this, it would be a disaster if he had to pay for it. Let's leave quickly. Anyway, Bai Yazong didn't have any scars on his body. So Li Chuanxiu glared at the Lin Feng brothers awkwardly and prepared to take Bai Yazong away. Aunt Chuanxiu, haven't I made it clear about Meiyu and I? I won't marry her. After all, my family is so poor, and I can't afford to pay 600 yuan for a 3-turn and 1 ring. Don't make things difficult for me in the future. What happened in the past is over, but look at this door of my house. You have to compensate me. It's not expensive. This door can't be used anymore. Add to that my brother's medical expenses, just pay 50 yuan. Lin Feng looked at the wood on the ground and stared at Li Chuanxiu evilly. Li Chuanxiu didn't expect Lin Feng to be so arrogant and ask for 50 yuan from him. She immediately went crazy. This 50 yuan is the living expenses for their family of 6 for 3 months. It's absolutely impossible for him to give it to Lin Feng. Why? Why should I compensate you 50 yuan? I don't have it. Then Li Chuanxiu wanted to push the crowd away and leave, but she was a step too slow. Lin Feng blocked them. 50 yuan is not much. After all, if you don't pay, I will call the police. Your son beat my brother and beat him like that. Go to the hospital to check the injury. I guess it's just a minor injury. Bai Yazong is 15 years old at least. He can just be taken to the juvenile detention center. I'll put it here today. Either give 50 yuan, or your son goes to the juvenile detention center. If you don't take care of him, God will take care of him. Wow, woo woo, mother, I don't want to marry a juvenile detention center. Bai Yazong saw Lin Feng staring at him fiercely, and immediately hid behind Li Chuanxiu in fear and cried loudly. Li Chuanxiu only felt a sour smell coming from her nose, and couldn't help but move away a little, frowned and looked at Lin Feng, and said with gritted teeth. After all, our Meiyu has been with you for such a long time. Do you really have the heart to send his brother to the juvenile detention center? I advise you to let us leave. I will help you talk to Meiyu. Auntie Chuanxiu, are you too old and your brain is not working well? I told you, either give 50 or Bai Yazong goes in, there are only these two choices. Lin Feng crossed his arms and looked at Li Chuanxiu coldly. I heard that the juvenile detention center is very cold, but I don't know if Bai Yazong can bear it. When Li Chuanxiu heard what Lin Feng said, she pulled out the 50 yuan that she was going to deposit in the bank today from her trouser pocket and threw it to Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled when he saw the money and made way. He thought to himself, this is really good, what you want will come true. I'm in need of money. Chapter 10. No, I think your hands are dirty. Lin Feng was so happy that he almost jumped up with the 50 yuan. Li Chuanxiu gritted her teeth as she looked at Lin Feng. This little bastard actually dared to blackmail her for money. HMPH, just wait for Bai Meiyu to get it back. Anyway, the money originally belonged to this little bastard, so let this little bastard have fun with it for 2 days. Thinking of this, Li Chuanxiu cursed Lin Feng. You are just a shallow-minded person. Our Meiyu works in a textile factory and can earn 30 yuan a month. As for you, don't try to get our Meiyu in the future. Our two families are finished. After Li Chuanxiu finished speaking, she dragged the dirty Bai Yazong away. Hey, Fengzi, you said you know what kind of person Li Chuanxiu is, but you still want her 50 yuan. That's right, Fengzi, I think you should just apologize to Li Chuanxiu, that's enough. No matter what, you have to coax your future daughter-in-law first. When everyone saw Li Chuanxiu leave angrily, they all persuaded Lin Feng again. I don't want Bai Meiyu. If I really marry Bai Meiyu, I can't tell whether I am Bai Yazong's father or brother-in-law. After all, I have brothers and sisters, why should I go to someone else's house to raise someone else's children? Okay, you should disperse quickly, I have to take my brother to the hospital. Then Lin Feng carefully put the money into his pocket, and then looked for Lin Xiaoshan. Let's go. I'll take you to the hospital. No need to go. Lin Xiaoshan saw that Lin Feng was going to take him to the town to see a doctor, and Lin Xiaoshan, who was afraid of spending money, immediately held back. How much would it cost to go to the hospital? Besides, now that Lin Feng was hungry and Li Chuanxiu spent 50 yuan, she always felt a little uneasy. After all, his teeth were already in the period of replacing teeth, and Bai Yazong was a little loose before the axe. It's not a bad thing to knock Bai Yazong out directly. It's okay not to go there. I know that no matter how hard Bai Yazong hits, he is just a child. I mainly want to take you to see if there is any problem with the axe that the contractor hit. If there is a problem, we can't let him beat it in vain. We have to pay you some medical expenses, right? Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan's bitter face and couldn't help but smile. Let's go, this is 50 yuan, we have to spend it quickly, otherwise what will we do if Li Chuanxiu comes to ask for it? Lin Xiaoshan wanted to say something, but Lin Feng took him away directly. Brother, where are you going? Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan had just walked out of the door when they saw Lin Xiaojie, who came back from school wearing a tattered floral jacket, calling them. Your brother was beaten by Li Chuanxiu. I'm taking him to the town to see a doctor now. Do you want to go with me? Lin Feng looked at his little sister's pitiful appearance and couldn't help feeling a little distressed. After all, she was a girl. She had grown up so big, and her clothes were either picked up from other people's homes or picked up from Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan. If he remembered correctly, this floral jacket was bought by Lin Feng. After she didn't want it, she gave it to Lin Dahua first. After Lin Dahua couldn't wear it anymore, she gave it to Lin Xiaohua. After Lin Xiaohua wore it for a long time, she gave it to Lin Xiaojie. Although the floral jacket has been washed white and the sleeves have been worn out, he must feel that Lin Xiaojie is too pitiful when he sees this scene. Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan and then at Lin Xiaojie. It was impossible to buy a piece of clothing for each of them. But it should be possible to take them to buy some food, after all, there is a full 50 yuan here. After making up his mind, Lin Feng took Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie to the supply and marketing cooperative in the town. There is no way, there are only supply and marketing cooperatives in this era, which can't be compared with the modern world. This supply and marketing cooperative only has some production materials, unlike the modern world with all kinds of snacks and toys. Every time he takes his 3 little white wolves to the supermarket, he can't get out without 1,000 yuan. When Lin Feng thought of this, he felt particularly bad. Brother, what's wrong with you? Lin Xiaojie looked at Lin Feng's absent-minded look, pulled Lin Feng's sleeve and asked. Oh, nothing, I was just thinking about what you will choose later. Let's go in quickly. Lin Feng didn't say anything, but took Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie into the supply and marketing cooperative. Second brother, what do you think this is? Lin Xiaojie was very happy when she entered the supply and marketing cooperative. She looked around and asked curiously. Isn't this Maltos? Lin Xiaoshan frowned helplessly when he saw Lin Xiaojie's name, which looked like a Japanese invader entering the village. Lin Feng saw that Lin Xiaojie was very interested in Maltos, so he said to the salesperson who was sitting and chatting and eating melon seeds. Comrade, how much is this Maltos? Comrade. Lin Feng frowned at the waiter who had been laughing and chatting there, walked towards him, and asked word by word. Hey, didn't you hear me? I'm asking you how much Maltos is. The salesperson looked at Lin Feng, looked him up and down, then immediately rolled his eyes, threw the melon seed shell in his hand aside, and stood up slowly. Why are you so loud? I'm not deaf. Isn't it just buying Maltos? What's going on later? People who buy large color TVs are not as anxious as you. What's the matter, you can't eat it? Lin Feng didn't expect that the salesperson would dare to talk to him like that, and his anger level immediately soared. This is because he has a stable job in the supply and marketing cooperative, so he has such a bad temper. If it were his own Lin group, he would definitely let him get out immediately. He was about to argue with the salesperson, but after thinking about it, he finally swallowed his anger, thinking it was all a lie. After all, the 2 children were still here, and if he got angry now, it would definitely be very bad for them. Why are you staring at me? How much Maltos do you want to buy? 1 yuan per pound. We won't sell it for less than 1 pound. The salesperson saw Lin Feng staring at him and said speechlessly. By 1 yuan. After hearing this, Lin Feng took a deep breath, calmed himself down, and said with a smile. The salesperson saw that Lin Feng had lost his temper now, nodded, and directly took a handful of sugar with his hand that had just eaten melon seeds and weighed it. The Maltos didn't have a wrapper, and the salesperson's action immediately gave Lin Feng a headache. So he said immediately. It's so disgusting. You just grabbed the sugar without washing your hands after eating melon seeds. We don't want it because your hands are dirty. Chapter 11 Encountering by Meiyu and Liu Jia. The salesperson was furious when he heard what Lin Feng said. He was just eating melon seeds, but Lin Feng insisted on buying sugar. Now that he weighed the sugar for him, he still felt that he was dirty. What are you talking about? You are the dirty one. HMPH, you are just a poor guy. If you can't afford it, just say you can't afford it. Why are you talking about all that? The salesperson threw the candy into the box and cursed fiercely. Lin Feng looked at the salesperson who was about to jump off the wall and smiled coldly. Why, you did it yourself, do you think there is nothing wrong with it? Isn't there a shovel? Why don't you use it? You have to use your dirty hands to take it. Are you mentally ill? You? The salesperson was so angry that he was about to curse, but was stopped by another salesperson. I don't know what the 2 said, anyway, the flames were controlled. Brother, I don't want to eat it, don't quarrel. Lin Xiaojie had also reacted at this moment, and fearfully pulled Lin Feng's sleeve, fearing that Lin Feng would fight with the salesperson. Lin Xiaoshan, who had seen Lin Feng extort money from Li Chuanxiu, did not react at all. No matter what, Lin Feng would not suffer any loss. Comrade, what else do you want? Another salesperson saw that Lin Feng and his friends had not left yet, and thought that Lin Feng wanted to buy something else, so he looked at Lin Feng and said. Lin Feng frowned, and the salesperson's attitude was obviously better. Sister Li, I'm here to see you. Just when Lin Feng wanted to ask Lin Xiaojie what else she wanted to eat, a man walked in with a woman. It turned out to be by Meiyu and Liu Jia. Lin Feng subconsciously took Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan aside, fearing that the two of them would say hello to Bai Meiyu. Now he wanted to hide when he heard Bai Meiyu's voice. Brother Jia, today is my first time meeting your mother, so shouldn't we be more formal? After Lin Feng hid, Bai Meiyu obviously didn't recognize him, so he looked at the high heels on the counter. Do you think I should wear a pair of red high heels to match my dress today? Bai Meiyu's delicate voice sounded, and Lin Feng felt a little nauseous instantly. In his previous life, he was confused by this delicate voice. After seeing it clearly in this life, he wanted to vomit when he heard it. Before Lin Feng vomited, the salesperson with eyes growing on the top of his head just now hurried over. Oh, you two are really a perfect match, a match made in heaven. If you go to meet your parents today, this pair of red high heels is really a perfect match for this female comrade. Do you want to try it? There is only one pair of size 36 left. I'm so lucky that I'm size 36. Bai Meiyu said excitedly after hearing the salesperson's words. Brother Jia, shall we buy this pair? Okay, as long as you like it, how much? Liu Jia looked at the pair of shoes and thought it was okay, so he asked. This pair of shoes is a new model here. I just brought it back from Shanghai. I bought this pair in the morning. The price is 38 yuan. Since you two are so loving, I will make the decision and sell it to you for 36 yuan. The salesperson smiled and said immediately after hearing Liu Jia's words. I believe this pair of red high heels can definitely bring you luck. Liu Jia didn't expect that such a pair of broken high heels would cost 36 yuan. His face immediately turned pale, and he secretly thought that this was too expensive. 36 yuan is the living expenses of their family for half a year. Meiyu, these shoes. Before Liu Jia finished speaking, Bai Meiyu immediately said to Liu Jia. Thank you for the gift, Jia. I really like it. Comrade, since lesbians like it so much, I think you should just buy it. After all, you are so handsome. The salesperson saw that Bai Meiyu liked the shoes very much, and immediately persuaded her tirelessly. Oh, girl, you are so lucky. Although the shoes are expensive, they at least witness the happiness of you and your boyfriend. Besides, as the saying goes, where a man's money is, there is love. I am willing to buy you a pair of high heels at 36 yuan, so you will definitely be good in the future. Thank you, Jia. Bai Meiyu has been completely brainwashed by this eloquent salesperson, and she is looking at Liu Jia with shining eyes. Liu Jia's face became worse. He never thought that Bai Meiyu would be so unable to read people's faces. Puff. Lin Feng suddenly laughed when he saw this, and walked to Bai Meiyu and Liu Jia. After looking at the shoes, he said. Don't mention it, these shoes are really pretty. Liu Jia, do you want to buy them? If you don't, I will buy them, and I can wear them for my mother. Bai Meiyu and Liu Jia widened their eyes immediately after seeing Lin Feng. They never expected that they would meet Lin Feng when they were buying something. Liu Jia couldn't help swallowing his saliva. His behavior was like stealing his brother's girlfriend. It is estimated that he will never get any benefits from Lin Feng again. Bai Meiyu was even more worried. It seemed that he had to find a father for his baby quickly. So she set her sights on Liu Jia next to her. After all, there should be no hope for Lin Feng. Sir, do you want this pair of shoes too? The salesperson suddenly felt a little irritated when he heard that Lin Feng wanted to buy shoes. When a salesperson is afraid of those who can't find their position and mess things up. Lin Feng doesn't look like he has 36 yuan. Lin Feng nodded and continued. If they can't afford it, then give it to me. Liu Jia and Bai Meiyu exploded immediately after hearing this. Why can't we afford it? We'll buy it. The salesperson was immediately excited after hearing Liu Jia's words. 36 yuan. The two comrades pay the money and issue the invoice. I'll install it for you first. Liu Jia was in a good mood, but when he heard the word pay, his face became worse. Bai Meiyu didn't realize the current situation. She looked at Liu Jia standing still and didn't think much. She pushed Liu Jia directly. What's wrong? You don't want to buy it for me. Why, how could that be? Of course I'm willing to buy it for you, but when I went out shopping, I forgot to bring my wallet. Now. Liu Jia frowned and looked hopeless. How about, baby, you buy it first, and I'll give it to you when I see the wallet when I get home. Lin Feng smiled secretly in his heart. Har har, this Liu Jia is really a freeloader. He thinks a pair of shoes worth 36 yuan is too expensive. Chapter 12 Run first as a sign of respect. TSK, isn't it just 36 yuan? What's there to be reluctant about? Liu Jia frowned as he looked at Bai Meiyu, but he didn't plan to spend 36 yuan. After all, isn't there a dog who licks Bai Meiyu here? Just let Lin Feng pay for it. Before, he had used Bai Meiyu's cover to ask Lin Feng to buy things for him. Thinking of the silly dog-licking look of Lin Feng before, he couldn't help but want to laugh. But this time, after all, it was in front of Bai Meiyu, and he couldn't do too much, so he said to Lin Feng, "Fengzi, come with me, I have something to tell you." "What is it?" "Just say it directly, the relationship between the two of us is open and aboveboard, and there is absolutely no need to hide it from others. Lin Feng and Liu Jia have been together for too long," and almost as soon as Liu Jia said this, Lin Feng understood. This Liu Jia must have no money and wanted to borrow some money from him. However, this guy always asks for money in the name of borrowing. I have borrowed money 800 times, and I have never seen him pay it back. So this time Lin Feng didn't want to be a scapegoat, and said directly, "Did you forget to bring money? If you don't bring money, go back and get it. Anyway, this place is not far from your home." Liu Jia didn't expect Lin Feng to say that, and he was immediately stunned. It was very easy to borrow money from Lin Feng before. Basically, as soon as he opened his mouth and acted pitiful, Lin Feng took the initiative to hold the money in his hands. But I don't know what happened today. Liu Jia was still in a daze, and Lin Feng had already dragged Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie out of the door and said, "Gauden, I really want to help you look after it, but my brother and sister are always here, so it's not good, so I'll leave first. When you two do something, be sure to notify me, and I'll give you a red envelope." After that, Lin Feng took Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie away. Lin Feng looked at the two people who were depressed all their way and thought that they didn't eat maltos, so he patted their shoulders to comfort them. "It's just that you didn't eat maltos. It's okay, I'll go to the snack shop and buy you snacks later." "No, brother, we just think that what you did is really right," Lin Xiaoshan hurriedly said helplessly after hearing what Lin Feng said. "Sister Meiyu is really not a good person. She actually got together with brother Gauden." "That's what I said." Lin Xiaojie couldn't help but say. "Oh, you finally understand me. Don't let me go to him again in the future." Lin Feng was very happy to see his younger brother and sister who cared about him. In the future, he would never let them suffer any grievances again. "Brother, I want to eat this." Lin Xiaojie stood in front of a store, sucked her saliva, couldn't help but pull Lin Feng's sleeve, and looked at Lin Feng with hopeful eyes. "Sister, this is very expensive." Lin Xiaoshan looked at the red paper in front of him, which said that the egg cake was 2 yuan per catty, and he also swallowed the saliva in his mouth and frowned. "Just now, my brother sent me to the hospital and spent a lot of money, so." After hearing this, Lin Xiaojie let go of Lin Feng's clothes and said a little embarrassedly, "Brother, I don't want it anymore. What a joke, egg cake is 2 yuan per catty, and now the price is only 1 yuan per catty. Eating egg cake is equivalent to eating money." Li Feng looked at Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan, both of whom looked like greedy cats, smiled, and then walked into the store. As long as it can make Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan happy, 2 yuan is 2 yuan. Anyway, didn't he just extort 50 yuan from Li Chuanxiu? He still has money. As soon as Lin Feng entered the store, Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan followed him indirectly. "Boss, give me a pound of egg cake for 2 yuan. After Lin Feng and the other two entered the store, they didn't see anyone, so Lin Feng could only shout at the top of his voice, "Hey, I'm here." As soon as Lin Feng finished speaking, a short and thin man stood up from the corner of the store. He looked to be about 40 years old, and he was dressed neatly. He was holding a fishing rod in his hand, and it seemed that he was tying bait to the fishing rod. "Fishing rod? Fishing bait. Here, 2 yuan of egg cake, take it." The boss came over, skillfully weighed a pound of egg cake, handed it to Lin Feng, and said happily, "Shao Jie, take it." Lin Feng's attention was all on the boss's fishing rod and bait at the moment. "Boss, are you going fishing?" "Well, I've seen that the Lees who we see in the east is always high tide recently, and I guess there will be a lot of fish. I'm going to try it today." The boss saw that Lin Feng was interested in his fishing rod, and he smiled and said without hiding it. Why are you interested? Yeah, I want to catch fish to improve my life. Boss, can you take me with you when you go fishing later? That's fine. I'm worried about going alone later without a companion. After hearing this, the boss looked at his fishing rod with some embarrassment and said, But you have to get your own equipment. I only have one fishing rod. Okay, boss, I'll go prepare the equipment first and send my brother and sister home. Lin Feng said happily when he saw that the boss was willing to take him. Then Lin Feng took Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan back home. When they got home, Lin Zhengwo was already at home. Seeing the egg cake in Lin Xiaojie's hand, he asked in confusion. Who gave you the egg cake? This egg cake is not a cheap thing. It costs 2 yuan per catty, which can eat 2 catties of pork. Lin Zhengwo subconsciously thought that it was given by someone else. After all, such an expensive thing is not something he can afford. My brother bought it. Lin Xiaojie frowned at Lin Zhengwo and said in a low voice. What? 2 yuan a pound, where did you get the money? Lin Zhengwo immediately turned his head to look at Lin Feng, picked up a broom from the corner, pointed at Lin Feng and yelled. Little bastard, is your family short of food or clothes? Did you steal money? Lin Feng's mind was full of fishing rods at the moment. Suddenly, he heard Lin Zhengwo's irritable voice, and along with the irritable voice, there was a broom coming with the wind. Brother! Run! Brother, be careful! Just as Lin Zhengwo was about to hit him, Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan began to shout at the top of their voices. Lin Feng reacted and hid immediately, somewhat blaming Lin Zhengwo for disrupting his plan to get the fishing rod. Dad, what are you doing? You little bastard, I told you not to learn your lesson, but you still dare to steal money. Lin Zhengwo didn't expect that Lin Feng stole money to buy egg cakes and refused to admit it, so he was hit by a rain of brooms one after another. What's the matter? That tooth wants to eat egg cakes, I'll knock it out for you. Chapter 13. If I can't afford it, I'll do it. No, Dad. Stop hitting me. I didn't steal money. After jumping up and down, Lin Feng finally figured out why he was beaten, so he quickly explained. You little bastard, you're still quibbling. You didn't steal money, where did you get the money to buy egg cakes, and buy a pound? Do you know what you can do with these $2? You can sell a lot of things. Look at you, you just bought some egg cakes. So little. Is it enough to eat? Although Lin Zhengwo has always been doing heavy work and his physical fitness is not bad, he is old after all, so his physical flexibility is far less than that of Lin Feng now. After several rounds, although he hit several times, he was also exhausted. Dad, listen to me first, this money is really not stolen by me, this is the money that Li Chuanxiu gave us as compensation for injuring Xiaoshan and breaking our door. If you don't believe me, ask Xiaoshan, his mouth is bleeding, I just took him to the town hospital. Lin Feng said while Lin Zhengwo was catching his breath. Yes, Dad, what I said is right. Lin Xiaoshan also stood up and said. Who are you kidding? I am your father, and Li Chuanxiu is a miser. He can spend a penny in 2 halves on weekdays, how can he give it to you? Lin Zhengwo still didn't believe it, after all, this matter was really unbelievable. Oh, Dad, if you really don't believe it, go to the street and ask other people, many people were there when he paid the money. Lin Feng sighed helplessly and said. Lin Zhengwo saw that Lin Feng had said so he went out to ask. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief, and then he told Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie. He went to buy a fishing rod to prepare for the appointment. After arriving at a grocery store, Lin Feng looked around and asked in confusion. Boss, why don't you have fishing rods or something like that? The boss looked Lin Feng up and down after hearing what Lin Feng said. Fishing rods and other things are a bit expensive, so they are not displayed outside. Do you want to buy them? If you do, I'll get them for you in the backyard. How much is a set? Lin Feng was a little surprised to hear what the boss said. How much could this fishing rod be? 10 yuan at most, after all, it was not a good thing. 30 yuan a set. The boss opened his mouth and said lightly. Hiss. Lin Feng couldn't help but smack his lips after hearing the price. 30 yuan a set, this was a bit too expensive. So he waved at the boss. Forget it, it's too expensive. Lin Feng frowned and looked at the things in the grocery store, thinking anxiously about what to do with his equipment. Suddenly, he saw a bundle of iron wires of moderate hardness and thickness in an inconspicuous corner. Lin Feng was immediately overjoyed. This whole set of things was too expensive. Couldn't he make it himself? Boss, how much are these thin iron wires? Those are all leftovers. If you want them, give me 2 cents and take them all away. The boss looked in the direction of Lin Feng's gaze and raised his eyebrows slightly. Okay, boss, do you have any stronger thin wires here? Give me some too. Lin Feng looked at the thin wires in his hand. He had the fish hook, and he would get some more thin wires and go out to find a bamboo pole later. Half an hour later, Lin Feng bought a large roll of nylon rope and some thin wires for $1. Maybe the boss thought it was too shabby, so he gave him 2 baits. After leaving the grocery store with satisfaction, Lin Feng hurried to the dim sum shop to meet the owner of the dim sum shop. But Lin Feng was dumbfounded when he got there. The boss who had agreed to go fishing with him had already left. Lin Feng frowned, finally reacted, and complained. What boss, really, a man who doesn't keep his word? But the absence of this boss didn't affect anything. After all, he grew up here since he was a child. He knew where the fish were. So Lin Feng took his things and walked towards the outskirts of the village. I saw a large area of bamboo forest at the junction of the town and the village. Lin Feng thought about it. He had thin lines and bait, and now he only needed a suitable fishing rod to fish normally. Thinking of this, Lin Feng went straight to the bamboo forest and started to choose. This one won't work, it's too thin. This one won't work, it's too thick. This one is just the right thickness, but it's too short. After an hour of selection, Lin Feng finally picked a bamboo pole. Immediately, he used the knife he carried with him to modify and organize it. First, he removed the extra bamboo leaves one by one, and then scraped off the bamboo joints with a knife, and it became a long fishing rod. After arranging it, Lin Feng touched it with his hand, and the overall feeling was good. So he directly tied the thin wire and iron wire he brought. After it was done, Lin Feng tried it, and it was the feeling he wanted. After the fishing rod was completely ready, Lin Feng suddenly had an idea and thought that he could also use bamboo to weave a ground cage, and then he could see if there were crayfish or something like that. Then Lin Feng quickly weaved 2 ground cages. With these trophies, Lin Feng went directly to the lake. Looking at the water surface that could reflect his own shadow, Lin Feng's mood also improved. No wonder people like to go to the countryside. The environment in the countryside is really good. In just a moment, Lin Feng felt that he was really relaxed and happy. It turned out that his impetuous state of mind was much calmer. Lin Feng first tied the 2 traps with thin nylon ropes, put some bait in them, and threw them directly into the middle of the lake. The lake that Lin Feng chose today is the one with the best hope of catching fish. So he fixed the fishing rod in a position and let himself fish, while he went to the side not far away to pick wild fruits. Just when he came over, he saw a large area of wild hawthorns that were all bright red. This wild hawthorn is small, purple-red, and although small, it tastes sour and sweet, and is very delicious. Lin Feng picked a few first, tasted them, and felt good, so he took off his coat and prepared to pick more. When he goes back, he can make some hawthorn balls and candied haws for Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan to eat. The weather is getting hotter and hotter, just right to whet their appetite. Lin Feng picked and ate at the same time, and he actually ate himself so much that he was starving. Seeing that most of the wild hawthorns on the tree had been picked by him, Lin Feng stopped with satisfaction. He lifted the 4 corners of the clothes and tied them in knots, and it became a cloth bag perfectly. Lin Feng lifted the bag and looked up at the time. He found that it was getting late, so he prepared to go to the fishing rod to see if there was any trophy. Chapter 14 Sugar Snowball. When he arrived at the lake, Lin Feng first looked at the fishing rod and found that there was no movement there. He couldn't help but sighed in disappointment. Hey, it seems that the fishing skills I learned in my previous life are of no use at all. Thinking that there was probably no hope for the ground trap, Lin Feng was too lazy to pull up the ground trap to see. So he took his bag of wild hawthorns and left. Forget it, I'll go home and send these wild hawthorns back first. By the way, go back and see if there are any useful baits at home, so you can take them directly. Xiaojie, Xiaoshan, what are you doing? Before Lin Feng entered the door, he started shouting loudly. I'm here, my brother is studying in the house. He said that he hasn't studied for a long time recently, so he has to study quickly so that he won't fall behind in the course. When Lin Xiaojie heard Lin Feng's voice, she immediately jumped out and said to Lin Feng with her head raised. Lin Feng nodded with satisfaction after hearing this. That's the right thing to do. People should do what they should do. Thinking of this, Lin Feng whispered to Lin Xiaojie and said, let's keep our voices down. Brother picked some good things for you from outside and will make you something delicious later. Then Lin Feng walked towards the kitchen. Lin Xiaojie was very curious when she saw Lin Feng. After following him, she found that it was wild hawthorn. Her interest was reduced a lot and she said with a sad face, oh, why is it wild hawthorn? This thing is very sour and not delicious. But soon she thought that her brother was kind enough to get her hawthorn. After it was cooked later, she would eat some anyway. So as not to make Lin Feng sad. Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaojie's sad face and smiled and said, it's okay. If you don't want to eat it later, and it doesn't taste good, we'll give it to your second brother. Puff. Lin Xiaojie couldn't help laughing when she thought of Lin Xiaoshan, who hated sour things the most. And Lin Xiaoshan listened to Lin Feng more than she did. When the time came, she would let Lin Xiaoshan eat first, and Lin Xiaoshan would definitely have to eat it. The last time they ate hawthorn cake together, Lin Xiaoshan's face looked very strange. Lin Feng was concentrating on picking hawthorns and removing the bad ones. He didn't notice Lin Xiaojie's expression at the moment, and didn't understand his thoughts at the moment. After a while, Lin Feng picked all the wild hawthorns, removed the cores, washed them, and prepared to boil water to dissolve the sugar. At this time, Lin Xiaojie secretly took a washed hawthorn and went to Lin Xiaoshan. What are you doing? I'm studying. Don't disturb me if you have nothing to do. Lin Xiaoshan frowned and said to Lin Xiaojie while doing the questions. Second brother, open your mouth. Big brother asked me to give you something good. Lin Xiaojie didn't take Lin Xiaoshan's words to heart. She smiled and moved closer to Lin Xiaoshan. Lin Xiaoshan still didn't speak, but opened his mouth. Lin Xiaojie smiled cunningly, and then stuffed the hawthorn directly into Lin Xiaoshan's mouth. As soon as Lin Xiaoshan took a bite, he suddenly found that his mouth was filled with a strong sour taste, and his whole face immediately wrinkled into a ball. What the hell is this thing, so sour? While complaining, Lin Xiaoshan wanted to find a place to spit out the things in his mouth. But unexpectedly, Lin Xiaojie covered Lin Xiaoshan's mouth first. Don't spit it out. This is something my brother asked me to give you. After hearing this, even if Lin Xiaoshan didn't want to eat it anymore, he was powerless and could only eat it silently with tears. Second brother, is it delicious? Lin Xiaojie looked at the bitter gourd-like face in front of him and couldn't help but smile and said. At this moment, Lin Feng searched for sugar in the kitchen for a long time, but couldn't find it. He was in trouble for a while. At this time, Lin Jungwo suddenly walked in. What do you do every day? Either sleeping or looking for food in the kitchen. Are you the reincarnation of a lazy pig or a hungry ghost? Didn't you say a few days ago that you would find me a city wife? It's been so many days. Are you still reliable? If you ask me, I think Meiyu is pretty good. I'd better lend you some money and you can marry her. Lin Jungwo looked at Lin Feng wandering around the house every day, frowning and speechless. That is, I listened to Lin Feng's nonsense a few days ago, and thought that he was determined to study hard because he couldn't marry by Meiyu. But now, it seems that he hasn't made much progress. I guess he is deceiving himself again. But I can't watch him go on like this. How can I be decadent all the time? Isn't it just 3 turns and 1 ring plus 600 yuan? For the sake of his son's mood, he gritted his teeth and took it out. Lin Feng frowned at Lin Jungwo's dark face, guessing that Lin Jungwo must be thinking about the 3 turns and 1 ring again, so he immediately disrupted Lin Jungwo's thoughts. Dad, don't worry, I have already thought about what I will do, but I am short of money now, right? I will catch some fish and sell them in a while, then I will have money, right? Besides, Bai Meiyu is now with Liu Jia, what will I become if I look for Bai Meiyu again? What? Liu Jia? Gauden. Lin Jungwo frowned speechlessly after hearing what Lin Feng said. Hey, but isn't his family worse off than ours? Can he come up with 600 yuan for the 3 turns and 1 ring? Then I don't know, maybe he has made a fortune. Lin Feng shrugged his neck helplessly. You can marry a wife if you are rich and can cheat. Lin Jungwo frowned after hearing this, then glanced at Lin Feng, feeling a little disappointed, and threw the sugar jar to Lin Feng. Don't bother with it every day, it's a waste. Lin Feng looked at the sugar jar beside him, couldn't help but smile, and then hurried to boil sugar syrup and make candied haws. After a while, Lin Feng made 5 candied haws, and made sugar snowballs with the remaining hawthorn and sugar syrup. Come on, Xiaojie, Xiaoshan, Dad, come out and eat candied haws and sugar snowballs. Brother, I have a stomachache, I won't eat it, you let my second brother and Dad eat it first. Lin Xiaojie's saliva was about to flow out when he thought of the sour wild hawthorn, so he immediately said with some discomfort. After hearing this, Lin Xiaoshan immediately glared at him fiercely, walked out, and asked curiously when he saw the sugar snowballs wrapped in white sugar. Brother, what is this? At this time, Lin Jungwo also came out of curiosity. After seeing the snow-white balls, he immediately frowned. You actually made these fancy things. This is called a sugar snowball, it's delicious. Lin Feng picked up 2, gave one to Lin Xiaoshan, and the other to Lin Jungwo. Chapter 15 Son, we support you unconditionally. Lin Xiaoshan hates sour food the most, but this sugar snowball is too sweet, almost covering up the sourness and astringency of wild hawthorn, which is very delicious. And Lin Jungwo likes the feeling of the white frost melting in his mouth. How did you make this? It's pretty good. He picked up another sugar snowball. First, melt the white sugar, then let it cool down a little, put the sugar hawthorn in and fry it, it's very simple. Lin Feng saw that Lin Jungwo was quite interested in this, so he explained with a smile. Seeing them having fun eating outside, Lin Xiaojie was a little curious, so she came over and asked with bright eyes. Is this really that delicious? Of course it's good, try it, it's sour and sweet. Before Lin Feng could speak, Lin Xiaoshan directly took one and stuffed it into Lin Xiaojie's mouth. I know you are most afraid of sour things, but isn't this not sour at all? Lin Xiaojie suddenly felt that there was something in her mouth, and it was the wild hawthorn that she disliked the most. She instinctively wanted to spit it out, but she didn't expect that after a few sips, there was no sour taste at all. She immediately widened her eyes in surprise. This is too delicious. Lin Feng looked at the 3 people eating with smiling eyes, and the food on the plate was almost empty, so he said with a smile. You should eat slowly. Eating too much of this stuff will cause stomach acid. And leave some for Mom to try. Okay. After listening to Lin Feng's words, the 3 people looked at the hawthorns reluctantly and said nothing. Oh, no, I think this stuff seems to be quite good. I think why don't we make some and sell it in the county? Lin Feng suddenly thought that such delicious food should be eaten by everyone. Since he has been reborn, he must let him see all the things he has never seen before in advance. Don't embarrass yourself. Just eat this stuff yourself. If you sell it in the town, others will laugh at you. A big guy, you do nothing every day, just study these food and drinks, like a woman. We men don't go into the kitchen, understand? When Lin Jungwo heard that Lin Feng was going to sell these things, his face immediately changed and he said angrily. Lin Feng wanted to say something, but before he could say it, he was interrupted by Wang Cuihua who had just come in. What's wrong? Why are you arguing? Lin Feng frowned and took out the sugar snowball left for Wang Cuihua and said. Mom, don't say so much. Try this and see if it tastes good. Wang Cuihua looked at the sugar balls that looked like yuanxiao in Lin Feng's hand and said curiously. What is this? It looks delicious. Then she picked up a sugar snowball and put it in her mouth. After tasting it, she felt it was not bad and nodded. Isn't this delicious? What are you arguing about? I'm not saying anything, Jungwo, this is something some children eat. You're an adult now, you shouldn't fight with children for food. Puff. Har har. When these words came out, Lin Feng, Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help but burst into laughter. Lin Jungwo, who was standing aside, didn't know how to explain to Wang Cuihua. He could only shout at Wang Cuihua angrily. When have you ever seen me snatch food from them? It's your son. He does nothing but eat and drink at home. He doesn't do anything serious. Today he said he would take these things to the market to sell. Can this thing be sold? Even if it can be sold a little, it's so embarrassing. It's okay to be embarrassed, but if the red armbands find out, they will lock you up directly. Then you will be embarrassed to the point of losing your grandma. Lin Jungwo was angry and violently venting. Wang Tsuehua frowned and stopped. Stop talking. The child finally wants to do something. Why do you always oppose it? Were you an opponent in your previous life? Lin Feng saw Wang Tsuehua got involved, so he smiled and said to smooth things over. Mom and Dad, don't quarrel or get angry. It's not shameful to sell things, it's shameful to have no money. How can it be shameful for us to earn money with our own hands? There is also the issue of the red armbands. They arrest middlemen, but I am not. I make and sell things myself, and I produce and sell them myself. So I think it's not bad to sell things. And if I am a middleman, then are the people who buy chickens and fish on the street also middlemen? Lin Jungwo's frown relaxed a little after listening to Lin Feng's words. It seems to be true. This is indeed not called a middleman. But no matter what, buying things is not as good as going to work. Thinking of his son's diploma, Lin Jungwo stopped thinking. He can't get into the unit. Wang Tsuehua listened to Lin Feng's words and saw Lin Jungwo's reaction, so she quickly put the last sugar snowball on the plate directly into her mouth. This thing is really sweet. If they were to sell, they might be able to sell quite a lot. Son, just go for it boldly. Mom will definitely support you. Brother, I support you too. Brother, me too. Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan also said quickly after hearing what Wang Tsuehua said. Lin Jungwo frowned at the reactions of his family members and complained in a low voice. You only know how to spoil your children. Look at what they have become. When Lin Jungwo wanted to grumble something, he saw Wang Tsuehua's expression, so he could only nod. I support you too. You did a good job. Lin Feng smiled happily when he saw that everyone in his family supported him. That's great. You all support me. I think I will definitely succeed. After that, Lin Feng distributed the remaining candid horse to everyone. Try this candid horse again and see which one is better, this one or that one is better. After saying that, Lin Feng looked at the four of them expectantly. Wang Tsuehua was a little excited when she saw the candid horse in her hand. The family had always been short of money, so they basically couldn't eat this candid horse all year round. Even if they bought it generously occasionally, it was just one bite per person. I didn't expect that I could eat such a big bunch of candid horse today. After taking a bite with great joy, I found that this candid horse seemed to be different from the ones bought outside. The syrup bought outside was sticky, but the one made by Lin Feng was really crispy. In comparison, she felt that the one made by Lin Feng was more delicious than the one bought outside. It seemed that selling candid horse was also a good choice. Chapter 16 Wild Mandarin Ducks. Hey, why is the skin of your candid horse so crispy? Lin Jungwo took a bite and felt that it seemed a bit strange to call it a candid horse. Because it was completely different from the candid horse he had eaten before. The candid horse he had eaten before always stuck to his teeth and hurt his teeth, but this crispy one was different. After eating it, the sugar skin melted instantly and it didn't stick to his teeth or hurt his teeth at all. But it's quite delicious. It's much better than the sticky candid horse I ate before. If the sticky ones always stick to your teeth. Lin Jungwo said as he bit the candid horse and squeezed it down to swallow a bunch of candid horse into his stomach. Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan on the side did not move for a long time. After all, they really didn't like sour food, and they wanted to see how Lin Jungwo and Wang Tsuehua would react after eating it. If it tasted good, they would eat it, and if it didn't taste good, they would not eat it. However, Lin Jungwo and Wang Tsuehua ate up 2 strings of candid horse in just 5 minutes. Lin Xiaojie and Lin Xiaoshan were surprised to see this. They ate too fast. They thought it must be very delicious. So they also tried to put the candid horse to their mouths. Lin Feng watched them slowly trying and couldn't help but smile. It seems that what he made is still very popular. Lin Feng suddenly found a way to get rich. To make candid horse, you don't need too much capital, and you don't need to rent a stall. You can just ride a bicycle and start working. But now, some good hawthorns can determine whether the candid horse are delicious or not. Thinking of this, Lin Feng decided to go to the mountain first, and it would be best if he could find a large hawthorn forest. Mom and Dad, when I was making candid horse just now, I had already prepared the meal for you. I won't eat it anymore. I'm going to the mountain. It's fine. We're going to eat soon. Why are you going to the mountain? After hearing what Lin Feng said, Lin Jungwo felt that Lin Feng was so old, but he still wanted to go to the mountain to play. He immediately became unhappy. Lin Feng looked at Wang Tsuehua in a flattering way. Wang Tsuehua frowned and said, "If the child wants to go, go. I've prepared the meal for you. What else are you dissatisfied with? You?" Lin Jungwo wanted to say something, but under the pressure of Wang Tsuehua, he said nothing and turned to the kitchen. "Brother, look at how angry you made Dad." Lin Xiaojie looked at Lin Feng like this, and couldn't help but complain while eating canned horse heartlessly. "Why don't you go up the mountain? It's dangerous. Wait until tomorrow. It's getting dark soon." Lin Feng didn't expect Lin Xiaojie to be so sensible, so he immediately flicked Lin Xiaojie's head. "I'm going to buy a can of sugar and some other things tomorrow, so I can only go today. Don't worry, what can go wrong for me? I'll go first." Lin Feng said and prepared to leave. Lin Xiaoshan saw this and immediately blocked Lin Feng's body. "Brother, take me with you. We can go together so we can have a companion." "This. Aren't you afraid of danger?" Lin Feng saw that Lin Xiaoshan was thin and his whole body was not even as tall as his chest. He looked at him eagerly and asked with some embarrassment. He thought there would be no problem, but he didn't know what Lin Jungwo and Wang Tsuehua thought. So Lin Feng signaled Lin Xiaoshan to ask Wang Tsuehua. "Mom won't let you go, just stay home and do your homework." "But I don't have any homework recently, so I'll go ask Mom." Lin Xiaoshan frowned helplessly when he saw that Lin Feng was unwilling to take him. Wang Tsuehua had noticed the situation on their side a long time ago, so when Lin Xiaoshan opened his mouth, she nodded and said, "You guys go together, at least the two brothers have a helper." Lin Xiaoshan jumped up excitedly after hearing this. "Let's go, brother. You guys come back soon, I'm happy today, and when you come back later, Mom will make you sugar pancakes," Wang Tsuehua said as she walked towards the kitchen. Lin Feng saw that Wang Tsuehua was about to go to the kitchen, so he quickly pulled Lin Xiaoshan up and ran away. By the time Lin Xiaoshan reacted, they had already run a long way. "Brother, you..." Lin Xiaoshan panted and looked at Lin Feng in confusion, not understanding what Lin Feng was going to do. But he knew it the next second. Even though they ran so far, his mother Wang Tsuehua's scream still reached his eardrums with time. "Lin Feng! You little bastard, you ruined all the sugar at home. Do you know why I ran so fast?" Lin Feng said proudly as he looked at Lin Xiaoshan in front of him. "If I hadn't run fast today, it would have been terrible." "Brother, you are so smart." Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng's face and couldn't help but smiled. "Okay, let's go up the mountain to pick hawthorns." Lin Feng patted Lin Xiaoshan's shoulder, and the two went up the mountain together. At this moment, the night was getting darker, the moonlight slowly covered the ground, and the path in the mountains was full of crickets. In the previous life, Lin Feng was always busy with his livelihood, running around. There was no time to visit such a leisurely place. At this moment, walking in front and behind Lin Xiaoshan, he was very happy. "Ouch! You dead ghost! Be careful! What if someone comes?" Suddenly, a woman's call came from the bushes next to him. "Baby! Don't you like it?" Along with the woman's call, the man's teasing voice came. Lin Feng frowned, turned back and quickly covered Lin Xiaoshan's ears. How could these two stupid people, on the mountain? Isn't this teaching minors bad things? Thinking of this, Lin Feng was ready to take Lin Xiaoshan to take another way. This is too disgusting. But he didn't expect that when Lin Feng wanted to reincarnate and leave, he suddenly stepped on a wooden stick. The whole person immediately lost his balance and fell to the side. "R!" Under tension, Lin Feng accidentally cried out. Although the movement on Lin Feng's side was not very loud, it was enough to wake up the wild mandarin ducks. I only heard the other party shouting loudly towards Lin Feng. "Is there anyone nearby? Who is it? Do you need help?" Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Feng looked at each other, smiled and said loudly, "Someone." As soon as their voice came out, there was a rustling sound over there. There was also the panicked voice of a woman. "Look, it's all your fault. I told you not to come." Chapter 17 Broken Bicycle. "Don't say it, are you afraid they can't hear you?" The man complained immediately. The woman was silent after hearing it. Lin Feng smiled secretly at Lin Xiaoshan and asked in confusion. What's wrong with you? Do you need help? No, I don't need it. Don't come over here. After hearing it, the man immediately stopped them loudly. Brother, what happened to uncle and aunt? Why are they still on the mountain so late? Are they picking hawthorns like us? Lin Xiaoshan didn't understand Lin Feng's words, so he could only digest it by himself and speak slowly. Why don't we go over and take a look? Anyway, we don't have such important things to do. That's not good, hey, Xiaoshan. Lin Feng frowned after hearing Lin Xiaoshan's words. He didn't know whether it was intentional or unintentional. The two walked towards the source of the sound. The woman over there finally put on her clothes. When she heard the sound of Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Feng coming, she ran away quickly. Lin Feng looked at the figure and vaguely saw that it was a petite woman about 1.5 meters tall. For a moment, it was a little hard to tell who it was from the back. But Lin Feng didn't pay much attention. He just frowned at the man who crawled out of the grass team. Isn't this Li Ruhai, the old bachelor next door to Bai Meiyu? Li Ruhai is a famous rich man here, but he only wants to play around and not benefit the society, so he has not married until now. But I don't know who that woman is. However, looking at that figure, he connected with Li Ruhai. He has a candidate in his mind. Li Ruhai, what are you doing here? Lin Feng didn't care about other people's affairs, but looking at Li Ruhai's sloppy appearance. Lin Feng just wanted to say to the woman who just ran away. Auntie, you are really not picky. What did you see just now? What did you hear? As soon as Li Ruhai came out, Lin Feng smelled a salty and smelly smell of rotten vegetable leaves. I don't know how long Li Ruhai hasn't taken a bath. And Lin Xiaoshan was more direct. Well, it stinks, who tugged at the trouser pocket? Puff. Lin Feng couldn't help laughing after hearing what Lin Xiaoshan said. Li Ruhai frowned fiercely when he saw this, staring at Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan. What did you see? Tell me now. You and a woman, what else can you see? Lin Feng frowned and said speechlessly when he heard Li Ruhai's question. Li Ruhai's face immediately showed some panic. Are you Lin Feng? When Li Ruhai said Lin Feng's name, Lin Feng was more certain about who that woman was. Isn't that Bai Meiyu's mother Li Chuanxiu? Lin Feng really didn't expect that Li Chuanxiu was quite playful. How do you know me? No, you shouldn't know me, so it was that woman who knew me just now, right? Lin Feng smiled and looked at Li Ruhai and said. Who is that person? This is not your business. Seeing that Lin Feng dared to meddle in his own business, Li Ruhai immediately frowned and said angrily. Oh, it's not my business. Okay, then I'll go find the aunt who just ran away. She looks pretty good. Lin Feng didn't care what Li Ruhai said and walked towards the place where the woman disappeared. Lin Xiaoshan also left Li Ruhai and followed Lin Feng. Li Ruhai took 2 quick steps and grabbed Lin Feng, smiling flatteringly. Hey, brother Lin Feng, I just want to discuss something with you. What is it? If you have something to say, let me go first. Lin Feng looked at Li Ruhai holding his hand and said with some disgust. After all, Li Ruhai was too sloppy. There was some black mud in the fingernails of the 5 fingers holding Lin Feng's arm. Lin Feng felt even more disgusted when he thought about where these hands had touched just now. Let me go, I have misophobia. Li Ruhai saw that Lin Feng's face was really not good, so he quickly let go of Lin Feng and said with a frown. Can you just pretend that you didn't see me today? We can be considered as acquaintances without fighting. Don't tell anyone about what happened today. It's possible, but... Lin Feng smiled after hearing what Li Ruhai said, then stretched out 2 fingers and rubbed them. Li Ruhai frowned immediately when he saw this. What's going on? This Lin Feng is a little thing whose hair hasn't grown yet, how dare he ask for money from him? But there's no way, who let him have his handle in his hand? Thinking of this, Li Ruhai frowned. How much do you want? Lin Feng looked Li Ruhai up and down, and smiled at Li Ruhai's defensive look. I don't want money. I think your bicycle is good. Let me ride it for a while. Li Ruhai originally thought that Lin Feng stretched out 2 fingers to ask for money, but he didn't expect that he wanted a broken bicycle. So he said with some surprise. Are you sure? My bicycle is 5 or 6 years old. It can be said that except for the bell, everything else is noisy. Lin Feng nodded and said firmly. I want it. Okay, then I'll give it to you, but you have to keep it a secret from me. Li Ruhai looked at Lin Feng and couldn't help but said happily. Originally, he planned to replace this broken bicycle, but it seemed that it could still hold on for a while. So he didn't touch it. Now it's not bad. Finally, someone helped to take over. Li Ruhai once again instructed Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan. Then he left with the two of them watching. After Li Ruhai left, Lin Feng picked up the broken bicycle lying on the ground. Brother, he just gave us this bike. Lin Xiaoshan looked at the bike in front of him and couldn't help but touch it gently. Although this bike was a rag to Li Ruhai, in their eyes, it was already a good thing. After all, their family didn't have a bike, and they had to walk everywhere. How is it? Are you happy? Let's go home first. I'll fix this bike later. Oh, by the way, you can't tell anyone about what happened today, not even your parents, okay? Lin Feng used brute force to carry the bike to the side of the road and smiled. This bike came just in time, and it would come in handy when he went out to buy candid whores. Brother, what if your parents ask about the origin of this bike? Lin Xiaoshan asked worriedly. He can choose not to ask, but they will definitely ask. Chapter 18. Parents should have long-term plans for their children. It's okay, let's not tell them yet, and then find a place to hide. Lin Feng didn't intend to let Lin Zhongwo and Wang Cuihua know about this bicycle. After all, bicycles are very expensive these days. It will cost at least 200 or 300 yuan. Even a broken bicycle would cost more than $100. In this era, no matter how broken or rotten something is, it needs to be repaired, instead of being like in the future where people would just throw away and replace something with a new one as long as it is a little bit broken. Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng pushing the bicycle and couldn't help but smile. Brother, this is such a great idea. I didn't expect you to be so smart. Of course not. I'm the smartest one. Okay, let's stop talking, hide the car quickly, and go pick hawthorns. Lin Feng smiled and chose a relatively dry place to hide the car. Let's hide it for now. When he makes money in the future, he can consider changing the car. If you bring it home at that time, it will definitely not arouse suspicion. Lin Xiaoshan felt relieved when he saw Lin Feng hiding the car. Otherwise he really wouldn't know how to explain the origin of this car. You can't say that Lin Feng grabbed someone's possession and blackmailed them. If Lin Zhongwo and Wang Cuihua knew about this matter would definitely not be over. You might even get beaten up, which is not a good thing after all. The night was getting darker, and it was almost pitch dark. Lin Feng frowned. Or maybe I was thinking too much. I originally thought that now that there is no car exhaust, the mountains at night under the moonlight should be a different experience. But he overlooked that although there is no car exhaust now, there are no energy-saving lamps now, so relying solely on moonlight is useless and you still can't see. After learning the news, Lin Feng decided to come back tomorrow at noon when no one was paying attention. After all, there are only so many wild hawthorns. If others knew their use, I would probably have nothing left. Brother, it's too dark. We can't even see the road ahead. Why don't we go back? Just when Lin Feng was about to return, Lin Xiaoshan suddenly reached out and grabbed the corner of Lin Feng's clothes. After the two people tiptoed back home, before they even entered the house, the lights in the house suddenly lit up. The two men were so scared that they trembled. Where's the hawthorn? Lin Zhongwo looked at the two men with empty hands and said unhappily. See, I told you it won't work. Your food is delicious, but wild hawthorns are hard to find. You've been searching all night, but there's nothing to be found, right? I told you guys you were wasting your time, but you didn't believe me. Now, stop thinking about those unnecessary things. Lin Feng, you are the eldest brother, you should set a good example for your younger brothers and sisters. Go to work quickly. Why haven't you been working for so long? Did you hear that? Lin Zhongwo frowned and scolded Lin Feng. It was not that he disliked his son. On the contrary, he valued Lin Feng very much, so he wanted him to become better. Lin Feng nodded and was about to say something to Lin Zhongwo. When your son is sad right now, can't you just stab him in the heart? Wang Cuihua also came out with the sleepy Lin Xiaojia, frowning and glaring at Lin Zhongwo. Go to work, just go to work, what's so good about it? After what happened with Bai Meiyu, can't you take a break for a while? If the child gets sad and something goes wrong, will you be okay? After 3 questions in a row, Lin Jungwo's face turned cold. After thinking it over again and again, he didn't say anything, just snorted coldly and went back to their house. Lin Feng doesn't he have any ideas at the moment? After all, he has been reborn and has too many ideas for getting rich. However, he doesn't he have much money now, so it's difficult to choose. However, seeing that Lin Jungwo was still waiting for him so late, Wang Suihua kept talking to him. Only then did he realize how much his taciturn parents loved him in his previous life. Even though Lin Feng was over 60 years old in this life and his previous life combined, he couldn't help but have tears in his eyes. Fengzi, do whatever you want. This is the money your mother saved to help you get married. It's not much, just 100 yuan. Take it and do whatever you want. Don't be sad for Bai Meiyu. Wang Suihua looked at Lin Feng's unusual behavior during this period and thought that Lin Feng was still sad about Bai Meiyu. She was afraid that something irreparable would happen to Lin Feng. So he discussed it with Lin Jungwo, gritted his teeth and took out the 100 yuan. Lin Feng looked at the 100 yuan in Wang Suihua's hand and hesitated for a moment. He has been thinking about what he should do recently, and after thinking about it, he thinks making some snacks is a good choice. Small investment, big profit. Wang Suihua saw Lin Feng's hesitation, so she stuffed the money into his hand and left. Brother, have you made a fortune? Should we not go to pick wild hawthorns tomorrow? With so much money, we can buy some hawthorns from outside. Lin Xiaoshan rubbed his eyes hard and looked at the 100 yuan in Lin Feng's hand. There were 10 tattered 10 yuan bills, and it was obvious that they had been saved for a very long time. Oh my god, this is $100. I have never seen this before in my life. Lin Feng frowned and looked at Lin Xiaoshan with a look of disappointment. Wouldn't the profit be smaller then? Since there are so many wild hawthorns now, we should pick more. Okay, go to bed and study hard tomorrow. Early the next morning, Lin Feng quietly went up the mountain again. The weather was neither too cold nor too hot, so it was just right for him to climb up and rest for a while before starting to work. When he reached the mountain and looked at the hawthorns all over the mountain, Lin Feng couldn't help but smile. After jumping up and down for a while, Lin Feng looked at the half sack of hawthorns at his feet and carried them back home contentedly. After I got home, I was preparing to make this, but I didn't expect that there was no sugar at home. Lin Feng sighed, packed up his things, and went straight to town. I want to buy some more sugar. But this time he didn't go to the cooperative. After all, the attitude of the waitress was too bad. So Lin Feng went to the store where he bought things last time. I originally wanted to ask the boss from last time why he broke the appointment and didn't he wait for me to go fishing. But I didn't expect that after I got there, it was set up as a morning haul. And the photo placed in the center of the morning haul turned out to be of that boss. What's going on? Lin Feng walked over in confusion, somewhat unable to believe it. Chapter 19, Selling Candid Whores. He was fine that day and even made an appointment to go fishing with me. Who are you? Just as Lin Feng was staring at the black and white photo in a daze, a beautiful girl with fair skin and long legs suddenly walked out. Who are you? Do you know my uncle? I? After listening to the girl, Lin Feng nodded. What's wrong with him? Weren't you fine yesterday? He also asked me to go fishing with him. The girl said with sudden enlightenment after hearing this. So it's yours. My dad suddenly felt a little unwell yesterday and was sent to the hospital for emergency treatment. But after he went to the hospital, he still remembered his promise to you. In the end, I didn't expect that I didn't leave the operating room. But my dad said that people should not go back on their words. It was his fault for breaking your date, so he asked me to apologize to you and agree to your 3 conditions. The girl's eyes turned red instantly after she finished speaking. Lin Feng didn't expect things to turn out like this. He looked at the girl's red eyes and frowned fiercely. No, if that's the case, I won't bother you anymore. Go ahead and do your work. My name is Lin Feng. Can I burn some incense for your father? After burning incense, Lin Feng's face didn't look very good. He was thinking about the difficulty of life every minute and every second. After sighing, Lin Feng once again walked into the cooperative. Well, it looks like I have to buy it from here, if not from here. For a while, I guess I will have to buy it here again. Comrade, 3 pounds of sugar. The salesperson has been replaced by a new one, which makes Lin Feng happy. At least he doesn't have to look at the ugly face of the salesperson from last time. So he said happily. £3. After hearing what Lin Feng said, the salesperson was stunned at first, and then explained. I'm sorry, this sugar is a strategic material, we can't sell so much at once. If you want to buy, you can buy half a pound at most. Can I only buy half a pound? Lin Feng was a little disappointed. He wanted to make candid whores, but he probably wouldn't be able to get much out of this half pound. Yes, half a catty, and you can only buy half a catty a month. The salesperson nodded and said helplessly. Lin Feng felt a little helpless. It was really not easy to do anything nowadays, and there were limits on what you could buy. After buying all these candid whores, I have to think about what to do next. Li Feng nodded and said to the salesperson. Then weigh me half a pound. After returning home with half a pound of sugar, I quickly started to wash and boil the sugar. After a whole afternoon of hard work, we finally made 30 strings of crystal clear candid whores and 60 sugar snowballs in the evening. Looking at his own achievements, Lin Feng clapped his hands in satisfaction. Now he would put these things outside to freeze them and go buy them tomorrow. The next day was a weekend and no one had to go to work or school. Lin Feng took Lin Xiaoshan and all their belongings to the market. Brother, what you did this time seems to be better than last time. Lin Xiaoshan looked eagerly at the candid whores and candid hawthorns that Lin Feng had placed on the small table, and said while holding back his saliva. Well, it looks good today. The sugar last time was a little less, but this time there is more sugar, and the syrup is also very beautiful. Take one and eat it. Lin Feng said helplessly as he looked at the people coming and going and saw that no one was paying attention to his candid whores. I'm not greedy. Lin Xiaoshan knew that these candid whores and candid hawthorns were used to buy money, so he turned his head away. Said with a smile. I don't know whether he was comforting himself or giving himself instructions. Lin Feng couldn't help but smile at Lin Xiaoshan like this, and then he picked out one that looked slightly inferior for him. No matter how sensible Lin Xiaoshan is, he is still a child. No matter what, he still needs to have a little bit of childishness. Lin Xiaoshan looked at the candid whores that Lin Feng handed to him. Although he wanted it very much, he was still a little embarrassed. He wanted to eat it, but it was sold for money. Just when Lin Xiaoshan was hesitating, Lin Feng smiled. Hurry up and take it. Try to enjoy your meal. We haven't sold all of them. I guess everyone thinks our food is not tasty. You are so delicious, show it to everyone. After hearing this, Lin Xiaoshan carefully took the candid whores and started eating it in small bites. Seeing that Lin Xiaoshan was enjoying his meal, Lin Feng started to laugh too, and then he started to shout loudly. Tanghulu, sweet and sour tanghulu. Don't miss the delicious candid whores if you pass by. When Lin Xiaoshan saw Lin Feng start shouting, he swallowed a mouthful and started shouting too. Delicious candid whores. Sweet and crunchy hawthorn candid whores. After a few loud shouts, everyone noticed that they were selling candid whores. Those who were with children or had children at home gathered around. He asked while looking at the candid whores and sugar snowballs placed on the small table in front of Lin Feng. How much is a string of these candid whores? It's 5 cents a bunch. It's delicious. Do you want to try one? What is this white thing? This is called sugar snowball, also made of hawthorn and sugar. It's sweeter and softer than the candid whores, and it's also 5 cents apiece. Lin Feng looked at the people who gathered around him and said cheerfully. Sugar snowball. I've never had it. Give me one. An auntie with a child looked at the white sugar snowball and said curiously. Give me another string of candid whores. I want a sugar snowball, too. I want two. Once the first person buys, there will be a second, a third. Soon, the sugar snowballs and candid whores brought by Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan were sold out. Lin Feng counted the money. Excluding the string of candid whores that Lin Xiaoshan ate, they collected a total of $4.45 today. Lin Xiaoshan looked at the money and couldn't help but said in surprise. This is a lot of money. Lin Feng couldn't help but nodded. He didn't expect that he could sell it for so much money, enough to earn enough from selling half a pound of sugar and the firewood. They made almost a net profit of $4. How can I make $4 from this? As soon as he entered the house, Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help but put the meat and rice they bought heavily on the table, and then started shouting at the top of his voice. Mom and Dad, please come back soon. My brother bought a lot of good things. Wang Suihua and Lin Jiongwo heard Lin Xiaoshan's voice and hurried out. Lin Jiongwo noticed that there were so many foods on the table and his face immediately turned gloomy. Damn it, I told you that giving money was a bad idea. Look at him, he bought so many things now that he has money. How can he live like this? Even if he has money, he shouldn't spend it like this. Chapter 20, Not a Long-Term Business. Wang Suihua obviously didn't believe that Lin Feng would spend money so recklessly, but looking at the things on the table, she couldn't help but frown and look at Lin Feng. Waiting for Lin Feng's explanation. Seeing that Wang Suihua didn't say anything, Lin Jiongwo became even more anxious and shouted at Lin Feng. Little bastard, give me that $100 right away. After hearing what Lin Jiongwo said, Lin Feng frowned, but did not explain. Instead, he put the 100 yuan on the table. Dad, please don't scold my brother. This was bought by my brother with his own money. Seeing that Lin Feng didn't say anything, Lin Xiaoshan just took out the money and stopped Lin Jiongwo angrily. What? Lin Jiongwo wanted to scold Lin Feng, but when he suddenly heard Lin Xiaoshan's words, he froze in place and looked at Lin Feng in disbelief. You earned all these money. Where did you earn the money? You didn't extort it from someone else, did you? After hearing what Lin Jiongwo said, Wang Suihua became very anxious and walked forward to grab Lin Feng. Son, if you don't have money, tell me, but don't extort money again. What if you keep extorting money and get caught? Yes, son, although daddy scolds you often, it is because he wants you to be good, not to make you learn bad things. I'm giving you this 100 yuan. You should return the yuan to the owner. Don't go astray. It's really not worth it for such a small amount of food. Lin Jiongwo also said this. If others knew that you always extort money, how would we, the old couple, put our faces at rest? Lin Jiongwo and Wang Suihua argued with each other and nailed Lin Feng directly to the pillar of shame. It was as if Lin Feng was some unforgivable bad guy. Lin Xiaoshan had never seen his parents like this before. I was stunned for a moment and didn't know how to explain it. After hearing this, Lin Feng frowned fiercely. What is going on? Is it true that a grown man like me can only make money by cheating and deceiving others? It was also my fault that I had been a bit shaky before, which made them distrust me so much. Thinking of this, Lin Feng frowned and said helplessly. Hey, can you please stop imagining this? I didn't get this money by cheating people. This is really too much. I am your biological son. Don't you know my temper? How could I possibly cheat someone out of their money? This is all the money I earned from selling candied haws and sugar snowballs with Xiaoshan early in the morning. Oh, I really died unjustly. After Lin Feng finished speaking, he sat on a stool nearby and watched Lin Jiongwo and Wang Suihua interrogate Lin Xiaoshan. Is what your brother said true? Yes, it's all true. My brother made 30 strings of candied haws and 60 sugar snowballs, each for 5 cents. I made a little over $4 in total, but my brother spent it all today. Lin Xiaoshan stuck out his tongue and said embarrassedly. Just now when Lin Feng was spending money to buy things, he had tried to persuade him, but in the end he was persuaded by his own stomach. I bought a lot of delicious food. Lin Jiongwo and Wang Suihua looked at each other, both of them still with their mouths open as before. I guess they could both see each other's throats at this moment. Mom and Dad, you can't trust my words, but you should believe Xiaoshan's words, right? Lin Feng fiddled with the few pounds of pork he brought back and said helplessly, thinking that these pounds of pork belly are not bad, it's just right to make braised pork tonight. Lin Jiongwo finally reacted and hurriedly walked up to Lin Feng and said. Are you serious? You really made money from selling candied haws and sugar snowballs. But such a small portion costs 5 cents. Yes, son, don't talk nonsense, you can buy 2 big steamed buns with 5 cents. Wang Suihua also hurried forward and asked anxiously. If this is really how we make money, then wouldn't we be rich? I'll make candied haws and sugar snowballs every day from now on. Lin Feng looked at Lin Jiongwo and Wang Suihua's anxious expressions, smiled and said. First, selling candied haws and sugar snowballs is profitable, but the wild hawthorns on the trees are limited, so this business cannot be sustained for a long time. Secondly, I just now realized that the amount of candy you can buy is limited. Each person can only buy half a pound per month. So, it can only be sold for a few days. After Lin Feng finished speaking, he began to fiddle with the pork in his hand, wondering whether he should make braised pork or make dumplings. Huh, I knew what a little brat like you could do. But I only made a little money. I'll talk about it when I make a lot of money. Lin Jungwo snorted coldly, then left with a frown. Wang Suihua watched Lin Jungwo leave, smiled awkwardly at Lin Feng and then said, "Your father is that kind of person, don't pay attention to him." "It's okay, Mom. Do you think we should make braised pork or dumplings? This safflower pork is delicious." After hearing what Wang Suihua said, Lin Feng smiled and said nothing more. Instead, he picked up the piece of pork belly and said with a smile. Seeing that Lin Feng was not sad at all, Wang Suihua could only silently suppress her emotions and poked Lin Feng's forehead with a frown. "Just eat. Make some buns. You can eat them for a few more days." Lin Feng smiled, then found a place to put those things. Lin Xiaoshan followed behind Lin Feng, watching Lin Feng busying around, and said secretly, "Brother, are you still making candid horse today? I'll go buy candid horse with you tomorrow. You have to go to school tomorrow, right?" Lin Feng turned around and stared at Lin Xiaoshan, saying speechlessly, "You don't want to drop out of school and sell candid horse to make money, do you? I tell you, it's impossible. All you can do now is study hard, nothing else." Lin Xiaoshan shuddered when he saw Lin Feng, whose face suddenly looked terrifying. "No, I want to study, but isn't tomorrow Sunday? School is closed." Lin Xiaoshan had given up the idea of dropping out of school ever since he was pulled back from the construction site by Lin Feng, but he just wanted to do more for his family during his rest time. "Oh, take a break, don't you need to read more books?" When Lin Feng heard the word rest, his expression improved a little. "No need, brother. Actually, I already learned what the teacher said last year by reading books, so now I really want to help with some things at home." After seeing Lin Feng's expression relax, Lin Xiaoshan felt relieved and nodded. "Brother, don't worry. I will never delay my studies because of family matters." Chapter 21, There's no way I can ruin my job. "Well, that's more like it." Lin Feng nodded and responded. "Hey, where is our father? Have you seen him?" "I don't know. I didn't see him just now." "So, brother, can I go with you to pick wild hawthorns tomorrow morning?" Lin Xiaoshan was a little excited. He wanted to go with Lin Feng that night, but he didn't expect it was too dark and they didn't go. "It's just right to go tomorrow." "Pick hawthorns? I picked too many last time and I still can't use them all." Lin Feng remembered that he had not yet processed the half bag of hawthorns, so he hurried to take it out, fearing that the hawthorns would go bad. "When I took them out and looked, I found that some of the hawthorns had wilted, which made me a little disappointed. Oh, it would be nice to have a refrigerator now. It's a pity to waste so many hawthorns." Lin Xiaoshan walked over, took one and looked at it carefully. He found that it was just a little wilted, without any hair or rot. So he wiped it and put it in his mouth. Too sour. "But, brother, this one isn't broken." "Well, it's not bad, but it's already wilted like this. I guess it won't work if I make it into candid horse or sugar snowballs. So what can I make out of it?" Lin Feng looked at the half bag of wild hawthorns and said helplessly, "Whatever you make, brother, just make something sweet. I really can't eat this sour food, and my sister can't eat it and it will cause heartburn." Lin Xiaoshan nodded and said helplessly, "Heartburn?" Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan in front of him and felt a little confused. Most people have heartburn when they eat sweet food, but not sour food. It must be stomach acid. Thinking of this, Lin Feng frowned. It seemed that their nutrition was too lacking, so this happened. "I thought for a long time but couldn't come up with any good idea, but I still have to sell the candid horse tomorrow. Never mind, I'll go pick some ingredients for making candid horse tomorrow. These wild hawthorns are useless. It seems we have to pick some new ones today. Let's go." Lin Feng tied up the wild hawthorns again, thinking that he had to make something out of them, otherwise it would be a waste. Although these wild hawthorns don't look very good anymore, they can still be made into canned hawthorn food and fruit leather. But these two things also require sugar, and they are also sold in stores. If they want to sell, they may have to engage in a price war, which will not give them any advantage at all. Brother, how's your bike? After reaching the mountain, Lin Xiaoshan immediately looked left and right, and when he found that there was no one there, he quickly said with a smile, "Can you take me for a ride? Other families have bicycles, but we don't." "Well, how about I take you to town to play after I pick the wild hawthorns?" Lin Feng looked down at Lin Xiaoshan's expectant eyes and felt that he could not refuse, so he said with a smile, Yeah, take me around." Lin Xiaoshan nodded immediately, and then ran very hard towards the place where wild hawthorns grew. "Brother, come and see, we can't pick hawthorns anymore." Lin Xiaoshan spoke in a panicked and crying voice. "What?" Lin Feng immediately ran up and found that several people in forestry uniforms were chopping down the wild hawthorn trees. Although they used manual saws and it was very laborious, they had already chopped down 5 or 6 trees. Looking at the 5 or 6 hawthorn trees that had already fallen down, Lin Feng immediately ran up and questioned, "What are you doing? How can you cut down trees?" After saying that, Lin Feng took away the saw from the man. The man was working so hard that he was sweating and in a bad mood. When he heard Lin Feng's voice, he immediately yelled at Lin Feng, "What are you doing? Little bastard, is this where you play? Get out of my way right now." After hearing what the other party said, Lin Xiaoshan was frightened out of his wits. He tugged at Lin Feng's sleeve fearfully and said in a low voice, "Brother, I think we should just forget it. They seem to be from the country. People of the country. What happened to the people of the country? People in the government can't just come up and cut down trees. Do you understand the concept of returning farmland to forests? Do you understand the concept of protecting the environment?" When Lin Feng thought that he would never be able to make Tanghudu snowballs again, he immediately yelled. That voice was even more human than that of the worker just now. Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help but tickle his ears, and the people opposite looked at Lin Feng with red eyes and looked very angry. Still holding a saw in his hand, he immediately calmed down. It is true that they have a lot of people, but no matter how many people there are, they cannot stop them from having weapons. "Little brother, what's wrong with you? This piece of tree belongs to the country, not to you. Why don't you let us cut it down? Besides, we don't understand what you mean by returning farmland to forests and protecting the environment. We just know that the leader's family wants to make a wedding bed, so we have to get the wood." The man happily took out a cigarette from his pocket and handed it to Lin Feng. "Little brother, you see we are just listening to others, how about you return this tool to us? This is because we didn't get our things back. Our leader won't forgive us. Little brother, please be considerate of us. I understand you, but who understands me? I finally found this piece of land, and now you guys just came and chopped it into pieces. What should I do?" Lin Feng became completely manic and shouted at the group of people. "My family has already bought sugar and was preparing to sell candied whores. Now it has become like this. What should I do about my losses? Brother, stop crying. What should I do?" Lin Xiaoshan felt so sorry for Lin Feng crying that he started crying too. When the men cutting trees nearby saw Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Feng crying like this, they looked at each other in confusion, not knowing what to do. Finally, a thin and small man stood up with a frown on his brow. "Okay, you two stop crying here. Can't I just not cut down the trees here?" These two boys were crying so miserably. If they were allowed to continue crying like this, they would be in trouble if they went to the leader's house to cause trouble. "Okay, let's go." After saying this, the man prepared to leave with his men. "Yes, wait a minute. Are you not going to cut this side today or never cut it in the future? I'm telling you, don't bully me for being ignorant. If you say you won't cut this side, then you can never cut it again." Lin Feng was delighted when he heard what the other party said, but he still looked at them with a bitter face and shouted, "If you continue to chop, my whole family will really have no way to survive." Chapter 22 Good luck. The leading man frowned and wanted to say something, but when he looked at Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan's clothes that were washed bleached and their shoes that exposed their big toes and were obviously ill-fitting, he nodded. "Today I have done one good deed for the day. Don't worry, we won't cut down trees here anymore. We're leaving." After saying this, the leading man left. Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan finally felt relieved. No matter what, they finally managed to save the wild hawthorn tree temporarily. "Uncle, my name is Lin Feng, what's your name?" I will never forget your kindness. Lin Feng grabbed the arm of the man who was about to leave and looked at his features carefully. In fact, he felt that this man was very familiar when they first met. After looking at him carefully for a while, I finally knew who this person was. But there is still some uncertainty, so he must know this person's name now to confirm it. In my previous life, this man helped me a lot in my business career and he could be considered my mentor. But I didn't expect that they would meet so early in this life. It's nothing. There are a lot of trees on this mountain. We just cut down a tree. It's a piece of cake. The man didn't expect that Lin Feng, who looked like he wanted to kill him just now, was actually quite polite when he learned that he was not going to cut down trees. It seems that what happened just now was just a protective color of the weak. No, uncle, just tell me, I want this wild hawthorn to make candid whores, which can be sold for money. When I make money, I will definitely repay you. Lin Feng frowned and smiled, blocking the man's way, as if he would not let them leave unless they told him. The man looked at the determined Lin Feng and twitched his mouth helplessly. My name is Zhu Jianye, and I work for the Industry and Commerce Bureau. Please don't send me anything. Nowadays, it is important not to take anything from the people. Zhu Jianye smiled and said. But I am looking forward to seeing you again. You are so opinionated and determined. I think you will be a good businessman. Come on, young man. I will, Uncle Zhu, we will definitely meet again. Lin Feng said excitedly, yes, this is his mentor in his previous life, Zhu Jianye, who is from the same place as him and a worker in the Industrial and Commercial Bureau, so he will definitely not be wrong. Okay, we have something else to do, so we'll leave first. Zhu Jianye looked at his colleagues who were waiting for him and became a little impatient, so he hurriedly said goodbye to Lin Feng and caught up with the others. Brother, you are really amazing. You managed to save our wild hawthorn tree. It was not until Zhu Jianye and the others disappeared that Lin Xiaoshan came to his senses and said enviously. Compared with my brother, I am really nothing and can only study hard. Lin Feng also withdrew his gaze and looked at the wild hawthorn trees that fell on the ground, feeling a little distressed. Alas, what a pity for these two beautiful trees. No, they have already cut this one down. They should be taken away. Go pick their hawthorns from other trees. I will go after them. Oh, okay. After hearing what Lin Feng said, Lin Xiaoshan frowned and quickly went back to picking wild hawthorns. Lin Feng chased after Zhu Jianye and found that they were still cutting trees, so he immediately shouted out of breath. Hey, Uncle Zhu, stop chopping. When Zhu Jianye's colleagues saw Lin Feng catching up with them, they immediately showed surprise and touched Zhu Jianye, who was concentrating on chopping trees. Jianye, stop it. Look, your nephew is chasing us again. I told you to stop chopping. If this little bastard is not from the Forestry Bureau, why is he so troublesome? That's right. I think we should just give him a beating later. Otherwise, how can we build our leader's house? I don't know what he is here for, how about I ask him first? Don't worry, it's a good time to take a rest. After hearing what his colleague said, Zhu Jianye's face turned pale and he frowned helplessly. I couldn't help but wonder what the hell Lin Feng was doing. At this time, Lin Feng also ran back in a hurry. Why are you running over here in such a hurry, kid? Zhu Jianye looked at Lin Feng and saw that one of his shoes was missing, and said helplessly. He didn't know why, but he felt an inexplicable heartache when looking at Lin Feng, as if they had known each other for a long time. Lin Feng smiled and wiped away the sweat that was about to flow into his eyes. I see you're still chopping down trees, so. Hey, you little bastard, are you looking for a fight today? We have already promised you not to cut down those wild hawthorn trees, so why are you still following us here? A burly and fierce man was staring at Lin Feng viciously and said while panting. That's right, what are you doing? We have a lot of procedures for cutting down trees. I just didn't cut them down because I felt sorry for you. Do you really think we are afraid of you and won't let us cut down other trees? If we don't allow them to be cut down, it will cost us our jobs. If our jobs are lost, will you be responsible for compensation? Don't think that we won't beat you just because team leader Zhu is speaking for you. I'm telling you, if you piss me off, I'll definitely beat you up. Those people stared at Lin Feng and attacked him one after another. Yes, Lin Feng, isn't the wild hawthorn tree already left? Besides, there are no hawthorns on the trees we are cutting down now. Zhu Jianye said with some embarrassment that no matter what, the trees must be cut down today, otherwise he would not be able to explain to everyone here. Lin Feng put his hands on his knees and rested for a long time before he gasped for breath and opened his mouth helplessly. My uncles and brothers, you misunderstood me. I caught up with you not to stop you from chopping down trees, but you can just take away the few hawthorn trees you have already chopped down. Anyway, it's already been cut down, and it can't continue to grow. Won't this save you from having to cut it again? Besides, this wild hawthorn tree is all red, which is a good omen, and means good luck. Hey, don't tell me, this is true. After hearing what Lin Feng said, Zhu Jianye immediately nodded with some surprise, and then glanced at the person behind him. We have wronged the young man, haven't we? We need 10 trees in total, and we have already chopped down 5. Now we just need to chop down 5 more. Everyone, divide into 2 teams. One team will follow me to move the trees, and the other team will stay here to cut down the trees. After Zhu Jianye finished speaking, he led a team of people to move the trees. They didn't expect that Lin Feng was such a smart man. Chapter 23 Sweet Mouth Strategy. Brother, you are finally back. I picked these. Have you seen enough? When Lin Xiaoshan saw Lin Feng coming back, he immediately jumped down from the tree, ran to Lin Feng, opened the bag and asked. That's about it, let's leave it at that for today. Hurry home and make candid whores. Today's exercise was quite intense. Lin Feng ran around in the mountains. He now felt his legs were weak and he was a little tired. He urgently needed to lie down in bed and have a nap. As soon as he got home and before he even entered the door, he heard a loud shout from a distance, which scared the drowsy Lin Feng so much that he woke up immediately. Fengzi, Xiaoshan, where have you been? Zhu Xiui led 2 little girls, Lin Dahua and Lin Xiaohua, and ran over quickly from a distance. She stared at the snakeskin bag in Lin Feng's hand and asked excitedly. He recently stayed at his mother's house and just came back today, but as soon as he entered the village, he heard about Lin Feng's heroic deeds. He actually extorted 50 yuan from Li Chuanxiu. Could it be that the snakeskin bag contained the good things he bought with the 50 yuan? Thinking of this, Zhu Xiui snatched the snakeskin bag from Lin Feng's hand. Lin Feng looked at Zhu Xiui who was excited in front of him and frowned. He himself had changed after being reborn, but everyone else hadn't changed. This aunt-in-law still looked so greedy. However, although Zhu Xiui was greedy for small gains, she still had her own ideas on major issues and knew right from wrong. For example, she would not raise the price at the last minute for Li Chuanxiu's engagement. Thinking of this, Lin Feng's expression became a little better. Forget it, everyone has their own flaws. As long as they are not serious problems, it's fine. Moreover, after Lin Zhongwo and Wang Cuihua died, this aunt gave them 100 yuan, which was quite good. But unfortunately, the 100 yuan was actually given to Bai Yazong by me, a person who was so blind. After Bai Yazong told this matter as a joke, Lin Jianxi and Lin Fengxia were heartbroken when they found out, and that's why they never had anything to do with him again. Aunt, these are the wild hawthorns that Xiaoshan and I picked when we went up the mountain. We are going to make some candid whores when we go back. Do you want to take some back? Zhu Xiui opened it and found that it was indeed a large bag of wild hawthorns. She dug underneath with some disbelief and found that there were indeed only wild hawthorns. She said with some disappointment. It really is wild hawthorn. It's sour and astringent. It won't taste good if you make it into candid whores. You should keep it for yourself. After saying that, he took the 2 sisters Dahua and Xiaohua away angrily, thinking that they would come back to eat after Lin Feng finished cooking. Lin Xiaoshan watched Zhu Xiui, Dahua and Xiaohua leave, and pulled Lin Feng's arm with some curiosity. Brother, this is really rare today. This aunt-in-law didn't take our things. Just wait. He probably doesn't want to waste sugar making candid whores. He'll come as soon as we make them. Lin Feng squinted his eyes and looked at Zhu Xiui, thinking about leaving some sugar snowballs for them later. After all, the candid whores had to be deseeded and strung together, which was too troublesome to make. Okay, let's do it quickly. You help me wash it. When it's done, I have to sell it. Lin Xiaoshan nodded and quickly followed Lin Feng to get busy. Soon, the 2 people cooperated well. Lin Xiaoshan washed and rinsed while Lin Feng cooked. In 2 hours, it was done. This time they made 50 strings of candied whores and 50 servings of sugar snowballs. Although these sugar snowballs are also good, they are usually eaten by children, so adults prefer to buy candied whores for children. It was already late this time, so Lin Feng did not choose to walk to the town. Instead, he took Lin Xiaoshan to the place where their bicycles were hidden. "Brother, are you going to sell it by bike today?" Lin Xiaoshan touched the bicycle excitedly and said with a smile. "Well, let's go by bike, otherwise I'm afraid we won't be able to sell all the things today." Lin Feng nodded, tied the things on the back seat, then carried Lin Xiaoshan to the front beam of the bicycle, smiled and said, "Hold on, we're about to set off." Lin Feng's cycling skills are still very good. He bypassed all the potholes on the ground by turning around. He rode towards the town carrying Lin Xiaoshan at high speed. After arriving at the place, I saw several stalls selling candied whores at the market. Lin Feng couldn't help but frowned. Did he come early yesterday? Why didn't he see these people? Didn't he expect that the competition for candied whores is so fierce? After putting Lin Xiaoshan down, Lin Feng slowly laid out all the things and started calling out according to yesterday's routine. "Candied whores and sugar snowballs, so sweet Tilda. Don't miss it if you pass by. Take it home, give it to your children, or give it to your wife. It's the perfect gift." After shouting twice, he attracted a fat man wearing glasses. "Young man, how much is this string of candied whores?" "Hey, brother, I just made these candied whores. They are crystal clear and delicious. They only cost 5 cents a string. If you buy 2 strings today, I will give you 2 sugar snowballs. These sugar snowballs are also delicious." Seeing that business was coming, Lin Feng immediately said with a smile, "Would you like 2 skewers? One for each of the children and wife at home. If you eat the sugar snowballs, everyone will be happy. If the family is happy, our lives will be sweeter and more beautiful." The fat man nodded. "My son really likes it, so give me 2 skewers." The man looked at the sugar snowballs placed beside Lin Feng and said curiously, "This thing is a bit strange. I have never seen it before. Sugar snowballs are hawthorns covered with a layer of icing sugar. The taste is different from candied whores. I'll give you 3. Please taste them carefully and come back when you're ready." "Oh, okay, thank you." The man became even happier when he saw Lin Feng skillfully fill 3 sugar snowballs for him. After a while, Lin Feng had almost sold out the candied whores that he brought. They were very happy when, without knowing when, their stall was suddenly surrounded by the 3 men who had bought candied whores here before. "How much is this candied whores, little brat?" Lin Feng frowned when he saw the man's gloomy face, which looked like he wanted to hit him at any time. 5 cents, what's wrong? Something wrong. 5 cents. I want to buy 5 cents too. Why is no one buying from me? Another tall and thin man frowned and looked at the candied whores on his car. "They are all the same thing, and my hawthorns are of the best quality." Lin Feng turned around and took a look at the man's hawthorns. They did look good. However, the 3 of you all looked ferocious when you bought the candied whores. Who would dare to buy this? People who don't know would think you are seeking revenge. Chapter 24 Smiling Service. 3 brothers, do you know what smiling service means? Lin Feng looked at the 3 men whose clothes had more patches than his own and said helplessly, "Besides, you 3 are all pretty big, why do you have to buy candied whores? Can't you just go find a job? Moving bricks is better than this. How much can you earn in a day?" Lin Feng advised with a guilty conscience that he should change his career as soon as possible, so that he would have fewer competitors. But now he didn't regard them as competitors. After all, they were too weak. He estimated that if they waited until dark and no one was around, they wouldn't be able to sell many candied whores. "Hey, do you think the 3 of us don't want to work? Don't we have a special situation?" One of them had a pale face and a frown on his brow, looking very weathered. "My child has not been in good health since birth. His mother has run away, and I don't have anyone to take care of him. I can only buy candied whores while watching him. Now when I go out, I worry that my children will be in danger if they are left alone at home." After that man finished speaking, the man with white hair in the middle also spoke. "I am the same. I have an old mother at home who can't remember anything. I have to go back every hour to check on her, otherwise she might be lost. If I could work, would I not go?" There really is no such suitable job. After listening to what the two men said, Lin Feng frowned and said nothing. Instead, he looked at the other man and asked in confusion. And you? I might be even worse off than them. My wife has gone insane and beats people up at the slightest provocation. I have to go back to see her often. The remaining man, although he looks fat, it can be seen that it is an abnormal kind of obesity. Besides, I'm sick and can't do heavy work. After hearing the three people's complaints, Lin Feng was overwhelmed with emotions. He thought he was miserable enough, but he didn't expect that he would meet someone even more miserable than him. After all, your misery is your own fault, but theirs is truly miserable. And one of them did it for his children, one for his current life, and the other for his wife. They are all good people. After all, if the three of them had no conscience and just abandoned their loved ones, they would be able to live a better life than they are now. But they didn't. Their experiences made Lin Feng think of himself in his previous life. Then Lin Feng made up his mind to help them. Little brother. One of the men looked at Lin Feng's suddenly determined eyes and couldn't help but ask with some confusion. What's wrong with you? Nothing, I just think you three are pitiful people, so I'll teach you how to sell things. When Lin Feng heard what that person said, he immediately came back to his senses and looked at the poor people in front of him. When selling things, first, the goods must be good, and second, service must be provided with a smile. Do you know what service with a smile means? The three of them looked at each other for a while and shook their heads. They could still understand the term service with a smile when it came together, but they couldn't understand it at all when it was combined together. Seeing the confusion on the faces of the three of them, Lin Feng sighed, and then took them to a place with fewer people. Smiling service, as the name suggests, means you need to treat people with a smile. Look at each other. How can you smile at all? I guess you all have sullen faces all day long. Someone who doesn't know you would think someone owes you money. You look unhappy, so people will be scared and naturally no one will want to buy from you. As Lin Feng spoke, he demonstrated it to them with his hands and feet. Do you think this is right? The pale little man's real name was Li Dasan. After hearing what Lin Feng said, he forced a smile for Lin Feng to see. The other two people named Wang Dajuan and Liu Jinqiang didn't quite believe what Lin Feng said and still looked serious. He also cast a questioning look at Lin Feng. Seeing this, Lin Feng didn't say much. After all, in this day and age, not everyone thinks that smiling service is good, so Lin Feng just followed them. Anyway, it's not you who can't sell the candid whores. Lin Feng looked at Li Dasan, whose smile was uglier than crying, and shook his head. I'm not asking you to force yourself to smile. I'm asking you to smile from the bottom of your heart. I know you will definitely tell me that you are very tired and miserable right now and can't smile at all. But think about it, if you buy all these candid whores, you can buy more medicine or meat for your child, isn't that a better idea? You have to understand from the bottom of your heart that those who buy your candid whores are here to help you. They are your benefactors. Can't you smile at your benefactors? If you can smile, then the only thing left is service. When you pass the candid whores to people, you must speak softly and have a good attitude. If you do these two things, your candid whores will definitely sell. Another important thing is that you must shout out, otherwise how will others know that you are selling candid whores? After listening to Lin Feng's words, Li Dasan felt as if he suddenly understood something, and then turned his gaze to the people walking. Then he lowered his head and thought for a moment, then immediately put on a sincere smile and walked towards the crowd while shouting. After watching Li Dasan leave, Lin Xiaoshan was very confused. When did his brother know so much? It really was a surprise to him. Wang Dajuan and Liu Jinqiang fixed their eyes firmly on Li Dasan. Originally, they thought that Lin Feng was just trying to please them casually, but they didn't expect that after Li Dasan did what Lin Feng said, he quickly sold a candid horse. They couldn't help but look at Lin Feng in shock. You are amazing. We came here together and neither of us sold anything. But after listening to you, I found that I have sold something. It's a small matter. If you want to buy something, you must think clearly. The same thing, why should others buy from you? If you figure this out, you will be able to sell it naturally. Lin Feng smiled, then asked Lin Xiaoshan to sit in the back seat and prepared to leave. Thank you. After hearing what Lin Feng said, Wang Dajuan and Liu Jinqiang saw that Lin Feng was about to leave, so they immediately took a candid horse from their own candid horse rack. We don't have anything good to give you. We'll give you a string of candid whores each. Please don't despise us. Chapter 25, Rare Good Things. There's nothing to be disgusted with. Thank you both. Lin Feng didn't want to take the two hawthorns at first, but seeing the Kaichang eyes in front of him, he still took them, thinking that when he stopped selling candid whores in the future, he could teach them how to make sugar snowballs. It's a small help to them. I usually go to the market to sell candid whores. If you have anything to do, you can meet me here. Lin Feng carried Lin Xiaoshan away amid the grateful gazes of the three of them. Hey, brother, this is not the direction we are going home, where are you taking me? Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng in surprise as he saw that he had turned before reaching the intersection to go home, and said with some confusion. I'll take you to see what food the store has. You and Xiaojie are both so thin. You must buy some good food to replenish your body. No need, brother, you should earn more money and get married. And didn't you buy a lot of delicious food last time? Lin Xiaoshan immediately pulled Lin Feng and said helplessly. They can eat anything, but if Lin Feng doesn't have a wife for a long time, his parents will be very worried. We've almost finished what we bought that day, so we need to buy some more. What do you want to eat? Speaking of this, Lin Feng was a little confused. In his previous life, he was hardly in charge of the household. Every morning when he woke up, the only thing on his mind was making money. Bai Meiyu always complained to herself about being poor, saying that Lin Xiaojie ate too much and they didn't have enough money. Every time I eat with myself, I not only eat vegetarian food, but also in very small quantities. Lin Xiaojie didn't dare to complain to him, so she could only eat less and less every day, and she even said that she didn't like it, so he had no idea how much they ate. Fortunately, they had not yet fallen to that point, so all the food they bought that day was consumed within 2 days. Since God has given him this opportunity to be reborn, he must let everyone live a good life no matter what. So-called good life means eating well, dressing well and living well, right? In Lin Feng's opinion, living and wearing clothes are not very important for the time being. He should help them to get their bodies in good shape. When Lin Feng was hesitating about what to buy, he suddenly saw the uncle who bought him pork that day was still waiting there, but he looked a little restless. Lin Feng rode over and greeted him. Uncle, it's so late and you haven't closed your stall yet. Hey, it's you, young man. I want to close the stall too, but I haven't sold all the pork yet. You can't go home if you don't sell all of them. Do you want some? I'm in a hurry to go home to be with my kids, and I only have about £10 left. If you want them all, I'll charge you 70 cents a pound today, and you don't need a ticket. The uncle selling pork said anxiously. Today, my son is the only one left at home. His mother went back to her parents' home. We didn't have much pork to begin with, but I didn't expect that even this much was not sold. Is that so? Then pack them all for me. Lin Feng looked at the uncle who was buying pork and saw that he was really anxious, so he nodded and said. Fortunately, the money I earned last time and this time was enough, so it was worth it to sell so much meat for $7. Lin Xiaoshan didn't expect that Lin Feng would spend all his money on buying meat at once, and his eyes widened immediately. 10 pounds of meat. They could barely eat 1 pound of meat a year before, and now they have been eating meat for 10 years in a flash. Lin Xiaoshan was afraid that he was dreaming, so he rubbed his eyes vigorously. He just happened to see Lin Feng hanging the big piece of meat on his car, and frowned. Brother, this is too much. It's okay. I'll go back and make you some braised pork. Last time I wrapped it in buns, I couldn't taste the meat. This time I'll satisfy your cravings. Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan's wide eyes and couldn't help but smile. Hey, uncle, how much do you want to sell this pig offal for? Lin Feng was just about to say goodbye to the butcher when he saw him trying to throw the pig off the chopping board to the ground, so he asked anxiously. This is very troublesome to handle, usually 20 cents a pair. You helped me so much today, if you don't mind the trouble, I'll give it to you. The uncle who was buying meat looked at the offal in his hand and smiled and said. His family is a butcher, and they have had enough pork, so he just puts these offal here to make up the number. Usually, if no one sells them at night, he throws them away when he closes the stall. After all, it really stinks. You can take the basin and bag, but you have to bring them to me tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much, uncle. I like eating this pig offal. Lin Feng nodded immediately, then took the basin containing the pig offal and said with a smile, "Oh my God, this is a rare good thing." These were his favorite foods in his previous life, but because by Mayu despised them, he could only eat them a few times throughout the year. When I saw this thing again at this moment, I immediately started thinking about how I should make it. If you wash the pig's large intestine thoroughly, you can make pork intestines with hot peppers, while the pig's liver and lungs can be used to make pork soup. After all, it's some meat and can also nourish the family's health. It would be difficult to handle this if it wasn't made. Lin Feng thought about it, and then took Lin Xiaoshan to the seasoning store to buy some seasonings, ready to go back and show off his skills. I originally wanted to buy some other things, but after thinking about it, I felt that it would be the same if I bought them tomorrow. After Lin Feng brought Lin Xiaoshan home, he happened to meet Zhu Xiuyi. Zhu Xiuyi was shocked to see Lin Feng riding a bicycle and immediately stopped Lin Feng. "Hey, Fengzi, did you buy a bicycle?" "No, auntie, I borrowed it from someone else. I can't afford to buy a bicycle. I took Lin Xiaoshan for a ride in the town today." Lin Feng saw Zhu Xiuyi and smiled. "I'm lucky today. I even found some pig offal. Aunt, do you want to take some home to eat?" After hearing what Lin Feng said, Zhu Xiuyi originally wanted to see what Lin Feng bought today, but she didn't expect it to be pig offal. She immediately frowned and shook her head. "Come on, you should eat it yourself. It stinks." Seeing this, Lin Feng didn't say anything else and took Lin Xiaoshan home directly. Lin Xiaoshan smiled. "Brother, you are being watched by the aunt. I saw that the aunt was far away from us just now, but I didn't expect that she rushed out as soon as she saw you." "Hey, he probably wanted to ask me what I did with the $50 I extorted from Li Chuanxiu, but he was too embarrassed to do so." Lin Feng shook his head and started laughing too. "Once I have figured out what to do, I will definitely help them." Chapter 26, Family is the best. "Mom and Dad, please come out quickly. My brother is really good today. He has sold out everything." After hearing what Lin Feng said, Lin Xiaoshan nodded, then quickly jumped out of the car, rushed home, and shouted to Lin Zhengwo and Wang Cuihua. Lin Zhengwo and Wang Cuihua were pasting paper boxes at home. This was a temporary job Wang Cuihua had just found from the mayor. Although Raymond Lam doesn't seem to be in a hurry to get married, he is getting older every year. If you don't get married this year, you will have to get married next year. We don't know what will be popular tomorrow. They can't come up with the 3 turns and 1 ring anymore. If we really want to add something else, then Lin Feng can only be single. That's why Wang Cuihua begged many people for help to find such a job. You can earn $1 by sticking 100 paper boxes together. Although it is not much, it is still an income. When Lin Feng came in, he saw Lin Zhengwo and Wang Cuihua squinting their eyes and trying hard to stick paper boxes together under the dim light. Their vision suddenly became a little blurry. "You two little brats, why did you come back just now?" While gluing the box, Lin Zhengwo glared at them fiercely. "Just come back and help me with it. But I tell you, don't do this anymore. You can only earn $1 every 7 or 8 days, which is not even enough to pay for electricity. Why bother?" Wang Cuihua ignored Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan who had returned, and spoke to Lin Zhengwo with a frown. "Anyway, after deducting the electricity bill, we can still save $3 a month. Let's do it now and stop talking." "Oh, no, why does it stink so bad? Where have you two been playing, you little bastards? Did you step in shit? Go out and wash it quickly." Wang Cuihua asked after she smelled a huge stench, then raised her head and looked at Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan who were standing beside her, and said with disgust, "Hey, Mom and Dad, please stop working for now. My brother's canned whores are all sold out, and he bought some meat. Come over here and take a look." After hearing Wang Cuihua's disdainful words, Lin Xiaoshan stepped forward helplessly and held down Wang Cuihua's hand. "What, sold out again?" Wang Cuihua then saw the big bag in Lin Feng's hand and said in surprise, "Why are you buying meat again? I finally made some canned whores and sold them to make some money, so just save it. Why spend it all every day? You said you're such a spendthrift, how are you going to get married and support your family?" Lin Zhengwo walked to Lin Feng's side before Wang Cuihua, took the bag from Lin Feng's hand and said with some regret, "I couldn't make any money before, but now I can finally make money, but I spend whatever I earn." The piece of meat in Lin Feng's hand weighs at least 10 pounds, which is about 10 yuan. This is really a sin. In one go, all the money the old couple had saved for making boxes for 3 months was spent. Lin Jungwo was so angry that he said he was going to hit Lin Feng. Seeing this, Lin Feng quickly hid behind Wang Tsuehua and said to Lin Jungwo, "Hey, Dad, I just wanted to give you some supplements because we haven't seen any oil or water in our family for several months. Look at you, Mom, and Xiaoshan and Xiaojie. How thin they are. I make money so that you can have a good body. Besides, if you don't want to eat meat, don't you want this?" Lin Feng chuckled, then took out a small bottle of erguatu from his pocket and smiled at Lin Jungwo. "If you don't want to drink, then I'll give it to my uncle." "Hey, you little bastard." Lin Jungwo's anger disappeared immediately when he saw Lin Feng took out erguatu. He still had some conscience and even knew to get himself a bottle of erguatu. So he snorted coldly and walked towards the place where he had just Saturday. "It's too late today. I'll show you my cooking skills tomorrow and make sure everyone enjoys the meal." Seeing that Lin Jungwo had stopped talking, Lin Feng quickly put away the paper boxes they were pasting and urged the three of them to have a good rest. "Xiaojie has already fallen asleep, you guys should go to bed too." Wang Tsuehua wanted to say something, but Lin Feng had already walked out. After all, the smell of pig offal is too strong. No matter how late it is today, it has to be washed out properly. Otherwise, if it is left overnight, the neighbors will probably come looking for it tomorrow. Maoxuang is delicious, but the taste is too strong. Lin Feng thought while washing slowly, holding his breath. By the time Lin Feng had finished dealing with everything, it was already very late. He returned to their house and fell asleep as soon as he lay down. The next day I woke up to Lin Xiaoshan's call again. Brother, wake up quickly, are you still going to buy candid horse today?" "Well, I won't go for now. I'll take a day off." Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaoshan in a daze and frowned. "We are going to improve your meals today. Help me up, I'll go cook." Lin Feng got up and saw that it was already past 10 o'clock. It must be said that he really can sleep. At this time, Lin Xiaojie went to her neighbor's house to play, Lin Jungwo went to work, and Wang Tsuehua went to the fields to work. Only Lin Feng and Lin Xiaoshan were left. "Brother, Mom left breakfast in the pot for you, so hurry up and eat it." Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng's confused expression, smiled and pointed to the big pot in the kitchen. Lin Feng chuckled, turned around and went to the kitchen. He drank the lukewarm porridge and couldn't help shedding tears. In his previous life, not only could he not eat the food left by his family, even Bai Meiyu and the others might not leave the leftovers for him. "I was stupid at first, and just followed whatever Bai Meiyu said. Bai Meiyu said that the remaining large chunks of meat would be fed to the dogs, so he didn't dare eat them. There are 5 people in the family, 4 of them are surprisingly well nourished, and he is the only one who is malnourished." "Brother, why are you crying?" Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng, who was squatting on the ground and drinking porridge with tears in his eyes, with some curiosity, and asked doubtfully, "Is the porridge too bad to eat?" "No, I just have trachoma. I start crying as soon as I wake up. I can't control it." When Lin Feng heard Lin Xiaoshan's voice, he immediately came back to his senses and said a little embarrassedly, "I guess I am too idle, otherwise why would I always think about these messy and useless things? You still have to look forward. Have you eaten yet?" Lin Feng looked at Lin Xiaojie, who had just walked up to him and was drooling at the few grains of rice left in his bowl. He couldn't help but touch Lin Xiaojie's head. Lin Xiaojie nodded obediently and walked to Lin Xiaoshan's side. "Brother Xiaoshan, mother is biased. She gave big brother so much rice, but we don't have any." Lin Xiaoshan did not expect Lin Xiaojie to say such a thing. He immediately looked at Lin Feng, then covered Lin Xiaojie's mouth and shook his head. Chapter 27, A Table of Delicious Food. "Brother, don't listen to her nonsense. The porridge is served from the same pot, and everyone is the same." Lin Xiaoshan looked at Lin Feng's inquiring eyes and frowned slightly. Lin Feng probably doesn't know that the distribution of supplies at home is probably like this. Lin Feng and Lin Jungwo are older and are the labor force in the family, so every time they serve the porridge, they would serve some first and then the remaining watery porridge that can be seen is for Wang Tsuehua, Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Xiaojie. Seeing that Lin Xiaoshan felt a little guilty, Lin Feng frowned and asked, "What on earth is going on?" Lin Xiaoshan didn't say anything, but Lin Xiaojie didn't quite understand this, so she told him everything at once. While saying this, he was looking at Lin Feng's bowl of porridge. Seeing this, Lin Feng immediately put the remaining porridge in Lin Xiaojie's hands and said with a smile, "Brother, I finished drinking. I really can't drink any more. Let Xiaojie drink it." "Thank you, bro." After hearing what Lin Feng said, Lin Xiaojie happily held the bowl and drank. Looking at Lin Xiaojie like that, Lin Feng couldn't help but turned his back and wiped his tears. His family always makes him cry, but in the future he must make sure they live a good life like they did in their previous life. "Brother, don't cry. Actually, we are both small and our stomachs are not big. We will be full after eating a little." Seeing that Lin Feng was in a bad mood, Lin Xiaoshan smiled and pulled Lin Feng's hand and said, "Didn't you say you would make us something delicious? Hurry up and make it. If you make it now, you can eat it when mom and dad come back." "Okay, bro, do it now." Lin Feng nodded, patted Lin Xiaoshan on the shoulder and said, "Bring me the mung bean sprouts that mom left over from yesterday." "Oh, okay." When Lin Xiaoshan saw that Lin Feng's mood had returned to normal, he immediately went to get something. Lin Feng walked to the rice jar at home and originally wanted to scoop out 2 large bowls of rice. After all, this maksu wang is really delicious with rice, and it is estimated that each of them will have to eat 2 large bowls. Unfortunately, Lin Feng's hand unexpectedly touched the bottom of the tank when he stretched it out. Lin Feng rubbed his eyes in disbelief. His family was really poorer than he thought. Thinking of this, Lin Feng did not delay any longer and rode his hidden bicycle directly towards the town. "I used the $2 left from selling canned horse to sell 2 kilograms of rice. Although 2 kilograms of rice is not a lot, it should be enough for them to have a meal." After Lin Feng returned home, he immediately mixed the rice he bought with the small bowl of rice left at the bottom of the jar and steamed it first. Then he quickly cut the large piece of meat he bought yesterday into 8 pieces, took out the fattier parts, and prepared to refine some oil. After all, he just saw that the oil tank was almost empty, so he could take advantage of the meat to extract more oil. Seeing that Lin Feng was already steaming rice, Lin Xiaoshan took over Lin Feng's job of making fire and threw firewood into the stove from time to time. "Shanzi, I'm refining oil, please don't use too big a fire." Lin Feng poured all the fat cut into small pieces into the pot, added a bowl of water, and began to stir it constantly. After a while, with the cooperation of Lin Xiaoshan, the hissing sound in the pot became quieter, the water had all evaporated, and the oil became clear. The fat in the pot also turned into golden oily color. The fragrance exploded in the air, and Lin Xiaojie, who was doing homework in the house, couldn't help but come to the kitchen door. "Brother, this smells too good." After hearing this, Lin Feng smiled, then put the fried dough into a plate, sprinkled a little salt on it, stirred it well, and handed it to Lin Xiaojie. "Take it outside and eat it. Be careful not to get burned." Lin Xiaoshan couldn't help but follow him out. Lin Feng smiled and shook his head, then put the excess lard into the oil tank and watched the remaining oil begin to crackle due to the rising temperature. Lin Feng quickly poured in the chili and spices that had been prepared long ago. With a sizzling sound, the unique aroma of chili soon filled the kitchen. Lin Feng then poured in the prepared bean sprouts and side dishes and stir-fried them. Then pour in the pork offal that had been blanched last night. Looking at all the ingredients becoming oily and bright red after being stir-fried by him, Lin Feng couldn't help but smile. Then he poured some more water, and when it was almost cooked, he served it out and placed it aside. I cut some more chilies and sprinkled them on top, then waited for Lin Zhongwo and Wang Tsuehua to come back before pouring hot oil on the dish and serving. After making the maksu wang, Lin Feng took out some of the pork from yesterday and prepared to roast some sugar to make braised pork. The taste of braised pork is simply explosive in the poor little villages in the countryside. Lin Zhongwo happened to meet Wang Tsuehua and talked to her in a nagging manner. "Hey, I don't know whose family this is, but they are eating braised pork in the middle of the day. It's really unfair. They don't care that we can't eat meat all year long. Hey, you can control everything, but can you control how people eat meat? Okay, go back quickly, I still have to cook." Wang Tsuehua frowned. Although he said that, what she thought in her heart was surprisingly consistent with Lin Zhongwo. The 2 men frowned and walked towards home, but they didn't expect that the fragrance became stronger the closer they got. Wang Suehua couldn't help but mutter something. Hey, when can we eat such delicious braised pork? As soon as she finished muttering, Wang Suehua saw Lin Xiaojie sitting at the door of her house. When she saw Wang Suehua, she immediately rushed towards them holding something. Wang Suehua greeted him immediately. Girl, why are you running so fast? Dad and Mom, wait a minute, I have something good. Lin Xiaojie winked at Lin Zhongwo and Wang Suehua, then spread out her palms, revealing 2 golden lumps of oil. Girl, where is the oil? Eat it. Wang Suehua looked at Lin Xiaojie's well-behaved appearance and couldn't help shedding tears. Then she pulled Lin Xiaojie and walked quickly towards home. Are you hungry? Mommy will quickly cook for you. As the two entered the door, they found that the smell of braised pork was stronger, and the most important thing was that there was a smell of chili that went straight to the top of their heads. Just then, Lin Feng came out of the kitchen carrying braised pork and Mao Wang, and saw Wang Suehua and Lin Zhongwo standing there in a daze. Mom and Dad, it's just right that you're back. I just prepared the meal. Please wash your hands and eat quickly. Lin Zhongwo and Wang Suehua looked at each other, and neither of them dared to speak. Oh my god, is this true? Why do both of them feel like this is all a dream? After Lin Xiaoshan and Lin Zhongwo Wang Suehua washed their hands, they were brought to the dining table. Looking at the braised pork, pork blood, hand-shredded cabbage, and cold cucumber salad prepared by Lin Feng on the table, Wang Suehua said in surprise. You did all this?